The ant goes out, and now the eye doctor, Corey Hockman, with just the king 7.
Well, Corey's been by far the most aggressive player at this final table so far.
675.
And he maintains that as he 3-bets here with the king 7 offsuit.
He's going to try to muscle out Mark Bayley.
I'm all in.
Not going to work. Mark Bayley says all in.
Good hand, bro.
Oh, and the eye doctor sees his way out of that pot. Mark Bayley going to take this one down with aggressive play. Just a pair of deuces.
Very aware of how aggressive Corey's been playing, so a pair is a pair. Ship it.
First place close to $400,000 in Canadian cash.
Yeah, they're also going to get the beautiful Hublot watch that goes to our champion.
Yeah, there it is. That is gorgeous. Get their name inscribed on the Champions Cup. But let's get back to the table action. Right back on Mark Bayley, a non-professional player, portfolio manager from Buffalo, New York. He's got Queen 10 of hearts.
150.
Makes it 150 to go. Zeno going out.
Mark raises to 150,000.
Corey Hockman, he's out as well.
Dave Cloutier is not going to play, so a quick run over for Mark. Taking that pot, not having to see a flop.
Kind of a smattering of applause at best, right? That's where that word came from.
Okay, there's a quick break in the action, so let's take a moment to get our viewers up to speed on some of the WPT's latest tournament stops. The World Poker Tour held 2 WPT Deep Stacks events, the first in Malta at the Dragonera Casino, and then at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida, where Lawrence White took home the trophy and over $100,000.
But the action in Florida didn't stop there. We also held a WPT main event where Brian Altman added his name to the WPT Champions Cup and pocketed more than $700,000 at the Lucky Hearts Poker Open. Then it was back to the United Kingdom for the WPT National London, held at the Aspers Casino, Stratford, Westfield, where Christopher Gordon captured the title.
Congratulations to all of our WPT event winners. For those of you at home wanting to test your skills in a live WPT event, log on to WPT.com for a complete tournament schedule. But for now, let's get back down to the felt here at Fallsview Casino Resort in Canada.
Anthony Zeno still well out in front with about 5.6 million. Corey Hockman with 3.4 million. Those two guys came to the final table in first and second chip position. They're still there.
Back to the money pit we go. Corey Hockman first to act. Fold that mess, and an all-in bet by Dave Cloutier with Queen Jack. But right behind him, Mark Bayley has an attractive ace-7 of diamonds.
Tough decision for Mark here. Do you really want to call that much with an ace-7? He says no.
Mark in the small blind fold.
And the ant also folding, so Dave Cloutier picking up a quick one with no competition.
The CEO of the heating company put too much heat on him there by moving all in.
All right, he needs to come back. He's on the short stack. Action's right back on him. He's got a 10-4. He mucks. And now Mark Bayley's got a real hand, pair of 9s.
Raised 175.
He's going to make it 175,000 to go.
Into WPT champion, the ant, Anthony Zeno with a king 7 of spades. Nope, won't play. Hockman also out. So Mark Bayley going to show the hand. Say, look, see, I don't bluff. I don't mess around. Yeah, right.
Bet you remember the movie The Cooler, about the guy that was unlucky in the casino, etc., etc.? Well, Mark Bayley looks just like the actor William H. Massey that played that role in The Cooler.
People look alike, but not really.
I think so.
All right, quick fold by Mark Bayley. And Zeno's out. Now Corey Hockman.
He's got the 2 snowmen, and there'll be some snow flying here, that's for sure.
190.
Raise 190.
Smaller.
Dave Cloutier going over the top, all in.
Dave moves all in.
And I also promised myself I would call.
He's got a call with that hand. He keeps his promises. We've seen that at the final table, but just bad luck for David, I think.
You make lots of promises.
We've seen Corey Hockman raise on junk all night long. This time he's got a hand.
Comes the flop, Mike. It's a 9-8 deuce. Corey Hockman, 3 of a kind.
Grown dead.
98%.
As the cards lie, David's going to have to hit 2 runners to make a straight to win this pot. Nothing else will do. Needs a 10 or a jack to stay alive. Doesn't happen.
This game, guys.
Well, that's going to do it for the Canadian. David Cloutier out tonight in 4th place.
Another player waterboarded out here at Fallsview. He'll take home $126,000. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
7 years ago, you made a final table, and again tonight. Do you feel a little bit more confident about your play tonight?
Yeah, I don't think there's much else I could have done. I was short stacked and lost 1 or 2 pots. The blinds and antes were getting so high that, you know, when I'm in position, I have to shove. So, yeah, I don't think there's much I could have done. I'm happy I got here, and it was a great experience again.
Well, the top finishing Canadian, so there's always that. Lynn, back to you.
All right, thank you.
With Dave Cloutier gone in 4th place, we are inching closer to naming the newest WPT champion. We'll be right back with more poker action from Niagara Falls, Canada. Plus, Tony Dunst will stop in to give us the raw deal. But first, let's get personal with the newest member of the WPT family, Royal Flush Girl, Kat Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kat Kelly, and I am a Royal Flush Girl. The hobbies that I'm into are rock climbing, snowboarding. I love a lot of outdoor activities. I don't cook and I don't clean. If you're looking for a housewife, look elsewhere. Yeah, one thing I love about being a Royal Flush Girl is doing the bounty tournament. I've been practicing on Club WPT, so you guys better watch out. It's great to meet the club qualifiers because they come from everywhere, and they're just really excited to be part of the whole event. I don't know, I just love it. I mean, I really love being a Royal Flush Girl. Yeah.
ClubWPT.com gives you the opportunity to play poker with Kat and other Royal Flush Girls. So sign up today at ClubWPT.com and get in the game.
Welcome back to Niagara Falls, Canada. We're at the Fallsview Poker Classic. 3 players remain.
All Americans left fighting it out for this title. Anthony Zeno out in front, $5.4 million. Corey Hockman with $4.1 million. Mark Bayley with $3 million.
The blinds are 30 and 60,000. Here we go. Action on Anthony Zeno. He's got an ace-7.
Well, you're certainly going to raise in a 3-handed poker game on the button with this hand. Anthony doing just that, makes it $130,000 to go.
Into the eye doctor, Corey. He folds a 10 deuce, and now Mark Bailey with a pretty good ace-10.
Raised to 325.
There you go.
And he's going to 3-bet it, $325,000 to go now.
Mark Bailey, the portfolio manager from Buffalo, New York. Non-professional player, going to get aggressive against the Ant.
Well, Anthony's got chips, he's got position. Let's see what he's going to do with this ace-7.
Anthony Zeno, a WPT champion, going after his 2nd title on the World Poker Tour. He's going to make a good laydown.
You know, you made a comment yesterday at the table that you were like the 6th worst. Nah, man, you're good. You're probably like 3rd best. I'm just kidding. I'm
3rd or 4th.
I'm messing with you. No, you're playing really well. Playing really well, Ben.
Corey giving a lot of respect there to Mark, and he should.
Let's take a look at his hand, courtesy of the DraftKings hole cam. He looks down at a pair of queens. Oh, Vincent, look at him, anguish there.
Same bet, 175.
Yeah, 175 is the bet. See if these guys picked up on that tell that when the guy acts weak or sort of nonchalant, usually he's strong.
Yeah, Anthony already folding, and Corey with a nothing hand.
The weakest hand possible, a 7 deuce offsuit.
But he's taking his time with it.
Mark made the mistake yesterday during the final table. He said, oh, I'm no longer the 7th worst player at the table. Now I'm the 6th worst. He kind of gave away that he doesn't feel highly about his poker game. So if he makes a big raise, I'm going to actually put him on a big hand. I don't think he's going to make a move with deuce 7 offsuit. I might, but I don't think he will.
This is so interesting. Never believe your assumptions.
And he is making a move with a 7 deuce fence. He's 3-betting it with what many consider the worst hand in Hold'em, the 7 deuce offsuit. Oh boy. Oh, I told you he looked like that actor, but now he's even acting like an actor.
He totally puts the head down like he's disgusted. You know he loves his hand. He knows how great of a place he's in with queens in a 3-handed poker game at this point.
I'm all in.
And there he goes with the winding all in. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
No. No Academy Award performance there, Vince. I'm sorry.
Really? Do you know what I even have here, man? Oh my God, this is a tough decision.
Oh no, don't start. Not you too.
Oh.
Et tu, Brute?
This is just all for show and glow. Zero chance he's calling with this hand.
I'm gonna lay down a very big hand for you, man.
Oh, no, stop. Stop. Oh, it is getting ugly out here at the poker table.
Yeah, Mark's gonna show him the queens. I don't think he had that beat.
You know what I laid down?
Queens.
Ace Queen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my Lord. I'm pretty lucky there.
Yeah, thought maybe I was getting under your skin or
Jeez.
something.
No, I knew when you shoved there, you're good.
Well, folks, we know you can't trust used car salesmen, but now
You're not getting under my skin. You're playing really well.
maybe you can't trust ophthalmologists.
Oh boy, poker's a great game.
We know what a nice guy he is, though, but
He is. But that's why we play poker. You get to lie at the table. That's supposed to tell the truth. All right, back to this one. Action on Anthony Zeno. He's got a nothing hand, 6-3. Doesn't make a move. Now Corey. One of the best liars I've seen at a poker table in a long time with just Jack-5.
We'll go 175.
he's going to raise with this hand 175,000.
See a flop, I call.
It's not often the non-professional players play more aggressive than the professional players, but that's what we're seeing here tonight at this final table. Anthony Zeno biding his time, not playing nearly as aggressive as Corey, for example.
Flop comes up 9-7-6.
We'll play your game. Same bet, 175.
Inside straight draw for Corey, and he's going to make the continuation bet. Mark's got nothing. He's going to fold.
Corey takes it.
What scares me, Vince, is if Corey wins this tournament, how many guys are we going to see in the little blue riding hood suits?
Corey Hockman, his second time at a WPT final table, enjoying this moment. This time with just 10-5 of diamonds.
Corey says his only hobby is poker, his dream to win a WPT title. Got a shot at it here, that's for sure.
Gonna raise to 125.
Call.
Mark gonna call with Queen-9. Anthony Zeno got money in there already. He's got King-6, but nope, gonna lay it down.
Heads up to the flop.
So 10-5 versus Queen-9. Here it is.
Well, Jack-3 deuce flop with 2 hearts, no help to anybody. Mark checks.
Continuation bet of 150 by Corey. Eye Doctor Betts gonna push another man out.
Aggressiveness paying off for Corey Hockman tonight. In back-to-back pots, he raised before the flop, he bet on the flop. He won the pot with the worst hand both times.
I'm wearing this blue hoodie again, and I keep saying I'm not superstitious, but I probably am. The reason I like it, I'll show you, is because when I'm at the table, I can put it on like this, and you can't really tell what I have. You can't get any tells on me because you can't see my eyes or my nose or my cheeks. You can't really see much of anything. My table presence in the past, I don't think anybody was afraid of me. But now, my table presence in this tournament, I think in general, the players think I'm tough, and I think that they're scared, and I have chips to prove it, and I'm gonna prove it today. Sorry, it's cocky, but that's just the way I feel.
Corey, I'm going to let you in on a little secret, my friend. It doesn't matter if you wear the blue hoodie. The number of hands that you raise with, nobody's going to be able to put you on a hand.
Oh, this is great, great fun. Anthony's still the chip leader, but these guys also have chips. Action on professional liar Corey Hockman. He's got 7-6. He's going to raise it to 120.
Good call.
Mark Bayley with a quick call with a 6-5 suited connector, and Zeno also going to splash with a 9-6.
Well, he's getting priced in the call, so we have 3-way action here.
On the flop is a King 9-8. Very interesting.
Check.
Mark with a good shot, straight draw checks. Anthony with the best hand with middle pair. Anthony going to bet the middle pair. And now Corey with the open-end straight draw. Vince, he could do anything with this except fold.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to call.
Corey
Mark
calls.
with just an inside straight draw.
But it's the sucker inside straight draw, Vince. And by that I mean if a 7 comes up, he could make a straight, but somebody could have a 10 jack where he'd lose all his chips. Well, reluctantly he folds.
That was quite a fold.
I was uncertain about that fold, could you tell?
So two-handed action. Let's take a
Oh, a
look.
5 comes off. Corey has made the nuts the best hand possible. Anthony wisely checks.
350?
Corey's going to bet $350,000 here with the best hand possible.
He's just praying his man sticks around. Zeno, of course, with just 9s at this point.
1 million.
And he's going to go up.
Oh, it's like a dream come true if you're sitting in Corey's seat. You got the best hand possible. Your opponent has check raised you to 1 million.
Call.
Oh,
And just the okie dokie call.
sort of a whining call. Try to lasso your player into more money. Wow, river card.
Queen of clubs. Corey can't like that card. Possible flush out there and a bigger possible straight. Anthony's going to check.
All in.
Well, Corey now goes all in, and Anthony goes all out. He took his shot, made his move, didn't work. Corey taking down the pot. And Vince, with that pot, Corey Hockman has taken the chip lead.
3 players battling at the Fallsview Poker Classic here on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome to Canada and the Fallsview Poker Classic.
We are at Niagara Falls for the Fallsview Poker Classic. What an exciting one we have going here. 3-handed poker.
And for the first time tonight, we got a new chip leader at the final table. Corey Hockman is the man. He's got about $6 million in chips. Anthony Zeno in second place now with $3.7 million. Mark Bayley with about $3 million.
Quick fold by Anthony Zeno, WPT champion, and now Corey Hockman, the eye guy, gonna raise.
Raised to 360.
And then Mark Bayley over the top with ace-jack. Makes it 360.
Raise.
A 4-bet here with this junk hand, a queen-8 offsuit to $780,000. And now what do you do if you're Mark? Ace-jack just doesn't look that good anymore.
All in.
Wow, what an incredible all-in bet.
Wow. All right. Good hand.
He is fearless as well, and Corey has to lay down the hand.
I guess he's just aware that Corey's playing virtually every pot. So if you get ace-jack, you just got to go with it against this guy.
Good hand, man.
Corey just does not know where neutral is located on the gear shift.
Now if I can only pick up a hand against you.
Well done, Mark Bayley.
When you have one as well.
Buffalo Bayley taking down that pot.
You will get paid, you can see that.
Oh, I like it, Vince. Mark Bayley from Buffalo. Buffalo Bayley.
2 non-professionals with extremely aggressive styles, especially Corey. This time it's on him. He's got ace-3. He's going to raise to 120. Mark
I think I did it right this.
calling.
I manage people's money for a living.
And now Anthony Zeno with the real ace. Ace-queen.
I mean, it's the perfect time here to squeeze, but you're squeezing with a hand. We know Corey raised with virtually every hand on the button, and here it comes. $475,000 bet by Anthony Zeno.
475.
Corey goes out.
Respect.
Corey and Mark.
They both go out. So Anthony Zeno taking that pot down with a nice raise there.
His nickname is the Ant. He's a WPT champion.
This is 6 WPT cash this season already. And with this performance here this week, he is now the leader in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race, overtaking Darren Elias.
He always wears a suit at the final table to look sharp. He thinks it sets a nice example as a gentleman's game. And Anthony Zeno does look pretty classy out there tonight and playing well. All right, quick fold by Mark.
Well, Anthony, definitely one of the good guys in poker.
120.
He's got ace-10. He's going to make it 120.
Corey having position on me presents the most difficult scenario. Corey is playing for the trophy. The ones playing for the money, you put the pressure on them. The ones playing for the trophy, you want to play small ball against.
That is an excellent analysis.
Corey's call with just Jack Deuce, and here we go. Flop is a king, 7-7, but there's 2 spades out there. Corey with the 4 flush. Anthony not catching there, but he's going to check.
Well, Corey checking the flush draw. I'm a little surprised by that. And now the third 7 comes on the board. Anthony's going to bet for value here with the ace high, thinking it's the best hand, which it is.
Mere 100,000.
You just know your opponent would have bet 2 pair if he'd have had it on the flop of king 7-7. That didn't happen. Anthony trying to get a value bet in here.
And Corey with a 4 flush. That dream is disappearing quickly. Has 3 of a kinds out there, but he's going to float around here a little bit. Makes the call. River card is just a 3 of hearts.
Well, now Anthony's making a bet here, which I don't know why.
150.
Think your opponent's going to call you with queen high or jack high. That's all you can beat to get paid off with. And he could allow himself to get raised out of the pot, and that might happen here. As you see, Corey reaching for raisin chips.
Is he going to get frisky? Yes, he is. He's going to raise it.
Oh, boy.
Goes to 380.
Well, this is exactly why you don't bet here with ace high. Because now you're in a pickle as to what to do. You're supposed to check and let your opponent bluff. And then call him with the ace high.
And Anthony has to lay it down. Corey Hockman gonna take this down with a steal.
Well done by Corey, but you just wonder if Anthony played that one right on the river.
Don't go anywhere because Tony Dunst is breaking down the play at tonight's final table. The Raw Deal is coming up when the Falls View Poker Classic continues.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're gonna love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
We all think we're experts when it comes to analysing other players' hands, but take it from me, we're not. So let's leave it to our resident savant, Tony Dunst, to dissect play in tonight's edition of the Raw Deal.
Many people believe that effective bluffing means making a huge bet or firing multiple barrels. But effective bluffing is really about betting with your weak hands in situations where you can plausibly have a strong hand. So if you're bluffing in a situation where you represent very few strong hands, is it guaranteed to be ineffective? Let's break it down. We're three-handed now, and after a raise and 2 calls, all 3 players get to the flop. And that's where the real action begins. After a check by Mark Bayley, Anthony Zeno leads out in the big blind with middle pair. It's kind of an odd play from Anthony, but it might prevent the button from checking behind, or get him heads up in position against the small blind. Corey Hockman calls from the button with an open-ended straight draw. Mark gives up, and the pot goes heads up to the turn. The 5 of clubs hits, completing Corey's straight draw and creating a backdoor flush draw. Now Anthony checks. And after Corey bets half pot,
350?
Anthony check raises to $1 million.
1 million.
In my opinion, there's 3 problems with this bluff. Problem 1, Corey is unlikely to have many hands that fold to a raise. If he had top pair, we can't be sure he'll fold it on such a draw-heavy board. And if Corey has one of the draws, he'll likely call and see the river. Problem 2, Anthony isn't representing many strong hands here. If he had kings or 9s, he would have re-raised pre-flop. If he had 2 pair, he's more likely to check raise the flop than the turn when one of the obvious draws was completed. Basically, the only hand Anthony is representing is 7-6, which Corey happens to have. And problem 3. Anthony has weak equity and might have what's called reverse implied odds, which means you lose more money by making your hand. Think about it. Anthony can hit a straight with a 7 and still lose to Jack 10. Or he could hit the 7 of clubs and still lose to a flush. So, was Anthony's turn bluff guaranteed to be ineffective? Nope, not necessarily. But it's hard to be successful when there's only one strong hand you play like that. And it's even harder when you're bluffing into an opponent who actually has it.
Well, Vince, I'm sure everyone out there with a PhD enjoyed Tony's analysis there.
You know, we have the same birthday.
You and Tony?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Well, happy birthday whenever it is.
Okay. Three-handed poker continues here.
You guys getting tired yet?
I'm ready for a
Stop
nap.
thinking so much, just act. Don't even think about it.
Action on Buffalo Bayley. This time he's going to quickly fold. Anthony Zeno, though, with a pretty solid ace-10 of diamonds, will make the raise.
Call.
Hockman He'll splash around with his 10-7.
And he's in position. He's got 2 cards. He makes the call.
And the flop comes up king, king, 7.
Oh, nice flop there for Corey. He's taking the lead. Anthony's checked.
No continuation bet. Now Hockman
Check.
also going to check the 7s, huh?
Very puzzling that he would check that hand. And now an ace has come off where he's beat. He gave his opponent the free card, and he got outdrawn.
Anthony's going to check the aces up. Corey, he's going to check behind him. River card, a jack of hearts.
Now Anthony now reaching for betting chips. A beg me, call me bet. Let's see if Corey figures it out.
Let's see if the eye doctor can see through this one. This would be a curiosity call if you should make it.
Well, all it can be is a bluff. Oh, Vince. That's when you just reach out and just slap your hand when you make those kind of calls. Say, what was I thinking?
Yeah, curiosity killing the cat right there. That is Corey Hockman. Zeno going to take down this pot.
My World Poker Tour win was really huge for me because I knew that I was good enough to do this for a living. I had been playing professionally for years. You have many ups and downs, and you start to think to yourself, was this the right choice for me to pursue? Going into the final table with Vanessa was both exciting and intimidating. As the underdog, it's kind of like, you know, I got nothing to lose.
Cool.
Fortunately, the dice rolled in my favor. Once you win that trophy and you defeat one of the best players in the game, it's pretty much solidified that you can continue doing this for as long as you enjoy it.
He did beat one of the best players in the world in Vanessa Selps, and I do believe it gave him a lot of confidence to move forward in his career.
I guess I should have known to lay that down. Oh well.
What, pre-flop?
No, I was good. That was good, man. But,
Jack.
yeah, I just should have known to lay it down to the bet on the river. Oh well. Small mistake.
Anthony Zeno.
One of those. No more, though.
Folds his hand.
No more mistakes.
Into the king of bluffs himself, Corey Hockman.
He's got the 9-4 offsuit. Is it a mistake to play this? Well, we're going to find out because he's definitely playing it. $125,000 to bet.
Mark
Raised to 375.
375.
Oh, I know what that means.
Mark raises to 375,000.
I've been through that before.
And Corey Hockman has to quickly eject that hand.
40,000, 80,000.
You like big ball. I like small ball.
Since when?
Me small ball, you big ball.
Yeah, exactly.
But me big balls.
I got news for you. Corey just likes to ball, period, on the green felt. He likes to play any 2 cards for any size pot.
Very successful with that style. You just never can put him on a hand. And that's impressive for a non-professional eye doctor.
I think blinds are getting real.
It's his second WPT final table this season, so not too bad.
The blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000 with a $10,000 ante. Action's on Buffalo Bayley. He's got king 10.
Most players are going to raise on the button with this hand.
175.
And he's doing it, 175.
Into the man they call the Ant, Anthony Zeno. He's got a pair of 3s. Re-raise. And Corey with a decent ace-10, but raise and a re-raise. He's going to fold it back on Buffalo Bayley.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to have happen when you have a small pair. Just raise your opponents right out of the pot.
I was very close to going over the top.
Yeah.
Anthony Zeno grew up in Cranston, Rhode Island, looking good.
We'll be right back with more poker action from Canada and the Falls View Poker Classic.
Club WPT VIP members won over $100,000 worth of VIP packages to play in WPT events during Season 12. Win your way into upcoming WPT main events only on clubwpt.com.
Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. It is not easy taking down a WPT title, but one of these men will do it tonight, Mike.
Yeah, 3 left fighting it out for this title, but only one can survive the falls. Who's it going to be? Let's go down to the felt and find out.
There you go. Corey Hockman now, the chip leader with $5 million. Anthony Zeno, 4.1. Mark Bayley from Buffalo, New York with about 3.4.
3 Americans left fighting it out for this title. All right, action's going to be on Anthony Zeno. He's got the Queen Jack of Diamonds. Certainly going to raise on the button with that hand in a 3-handed poker game. He does so. 160,000.
Into Corey Hockman. Oh, he's got a pair of aces.
355.
Corey just raises so many pots. He never has a hand most of the time. This time he's got the bullets.
He's made it 355 to go with the aces. Mark going out, and of course back on Anthony with an attractive Queen Jack of Diamonds.
And he's going to look at a flop. If he hits just a piece of it, he could get in trouble. He hits none of it, though. 9-4 deuce flop. Corey looking around. Ho-hum, tweedly-dee. What do I do with my 2 little aces?
Oh, to bet or not to bet.
Anthony's studying him closely here. And little $485,000 bet.
Into the ant, and he is wise enough to crawl away. And there's Jeanette Mendez, Corey's girlfriend. The eye doctor, everything working for him tonight. So we continue at the Fallsview Poker Classic. Action going to Mark Bayley from Buffalo. First time ever playing a WPT event. This time he's got a suited connector, 8-7 of hearts.
175.
Gonna make it 175 to go.
75,000.
Anthony goes out, and the madman Corey Hockman.
Corey and I spoke a little bit. I guess he's a doctor in his real life. I told him he's not very gentle for a doctor, you know. And so maybe a proctologist. No, edit that and take 2.
Oh, Buffalo Bayley, that's a comedic name, I guess.
Don't be starting to spread rumors here. Okay, well, Corey gonna splash with a 9-6 of diamonds. What else is new? And here's the flop.
Flop comes Jack 6 deuce. Corey now out in front with middle pair.
Check.
He's going to check.
Corey checks.
Mark Bayley catching none of that will make the continuation bet of $500,000. Boldly bet. Now back on Corey.
I'm all in.
And he's going to go all in.
Wow, what a play by Corey with middle pair here. And you see the anguish.
Nice hand.
Bye-bye, Mark.
Mark folds and Corey takes it.
Ouch.
What an all-in bet by Corey. Vince, the guy is just not afraid to play.
Can we show those guys?
You'll see him on TV. Let's just say I was hoping you'd call.
Yeah, I figured that. Thought it was good. I didn't think so much after your bet.
We'll be right back with more poker action from Niagara Falls and the Fallsview Poker Classic.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Fallsview Casino is a prime destination to visit. There's just so much to experience here under one roof. We have a tremendous gaming floor, award-winning gourmet restaurants, a spa, the Avalon Theater. And of course, the view from here of Niagara Falls is just outstanding. I think the reason why poker players come here is because we know exactly what the poker player wants to experience. Our mantra is quite simple. It's the place you want to be.
Well, Vince, he said it right there. It is a place you want to be. Folks, if you've never been here, put it on your wish list, your bucket list. Come to Fallsview at Niagara Falls. You will thoroughly enjoy the trip.
Back to 3-handed poker here at the Fallsview Poker Classic. Corey Hockman. The eye doctor, this time with an ace-7 of spades.
Hey, bro.
And he is going to put in a raise. Mark Bailey's going to throw away that junk. And now Anthony Zeno with a pretty good Queen Jack of Diamonds.
Cost him another $80,000 to make the call, and he's doing it.
Calls. Go to the flop.
So we have ace-7 versus queen-jack, and the flop is a 9-9 ace.
Anthony checks.
Anthony has a 4 flush. They both check, though. Corey going to play it slow.
Now spade comes off, so Corey now has a flush draw to go with his 2 aces. And Anthony is going to bet $250,000.
Corey got a pretty strong hand, 4 flush and aces up.
Call.
He just calls.
A little okie dokie call here.
And we're going down to the river, and it's another 9. So 9's full of aces for Hockman. And Zeno wisely checks.
365.
$365,000 to bet. Anthony quickly throws his hand away. Corey increases his chip lead.
Well, Corey Hockman, the eye doctor, he is taking the scalpel out, and he is slicing these guys up.
Well, Vince, I saw him before this final table started. He told me he thought this was going to be his night. He thought he could win tonight. I like his confidence, and he is doing it right now. Let's see if he can cross the finish line with the cash and the title.
And this time with Jack 10, he's not going to slow down. Makes it 160 to go. Mark Bayley behind him.
Raise. 375.
He's had good success 3-betting Corey. He's trying it right here, $375,000.
Anthony's got the real hand behind him with a pair of 10s.
All in.
And he's going to go all in.
Anthony in the big blind moves all in.
Corey going out.
Problem is, if this is a bad laydown, I'm going to have to see it with everybody else. Nice hand. Respect.
Well, Mark's talking himself out of it. He does the right thing. Goes out. Anthony Zeno taking the pot.
He's a chemical engineer. Went to law school in Boston. Says he uses math and analytical thinking when he plays poker, and he thought it out right there, moving all in to win it.
I had a good hand, too.
Yeah.
I think yours was better than mine. I don't know.
That's what I thought when I made the bet. I kind of forgot about the guy in the middle, who's the best player so far this season. Just want you to chirp a little bit there, would you, please? Remind me you're over there.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah, okay.
I like Mark's style. He always butters up the other guys, trying to pretend like he's a horrible player, and he just does so well. I mean, he ingratiates himself to these guys making mistakes. Gotta love it.
Yeah, Corey Hockman doing well now, $6.9 million. Still the big chip leader.
Okay, into Mark Bayley. First time ever playing a WPT event. He has been impressive
195.
with his mixed-up style, and this time with a pair of 5s will make it 195 to go. Into the ant. Quickly folds an ace high.
Corey calls.
15 more, right?
Yeah, 15.
Corey gonna speculate with his 9-7. Just likes to play pots and figure out where he is, and then muscle. It's a 5 ace 3, 3 of a kind there for Mark Bayley.
Dream flop for Mark.
Corey hits none of that. He checks.
225.
And Mark Bailey's gonna bet 225.
Mark is hoping that Corey's got an ace in his hand.
No, he doesn't have anything, but look at this.
Now, he is floating here, calling with no hand, no draw, which means he's going to make some kind of play at this pot before it's over.
3 on the turn. That's 5s full for Mark Bayley. Corey's checking.
375.
375 the bet. Corey, you might better rethink your plan. Whatever play he makes, Vince, he'll be burning up chips. He's drawing completely dead right now. No card he can catch to win this pot.
Oh no, say it ain't so. He's gonna raise. He floated, and now he's gonna take a shot at the pot. He makes it 750 to go. Marcus puts his face down. He's giving us a Meryl Streep right now.
You pull it in, please. Pull in my bet.
Let me see how much is in the pot. I've got a marginal decision to make.
Oh boy, guy's got 5s full.
I'll call.
Oh, the whining call.
I like that play, but surely if you're in Corey's seat, you have to wake up and realize the guy has a hand. He's not calling on a draw here. He must have a hand.
Down to the river, it is a deuce.
River comes up to 2 of clubs.
Corey goes through with the bluff, but
All in call.
he gets picked off like an acorn on a tree.
Mark wins with a full house.
Mark Bayley has doubled up. Bad timing for Corey Hockman there.
Sometimes blood gets on the bluffer's hand.
Good hand.
Thanks, man.
I guess my timing was off to make a play on you. Oh well.
Mark Buffalo Bayley looking good right there.
No guts, no glory.
And with Mark Bailey's double up, we come to the end of our second hour of coverage from Falls View Casino Resort. We'll see you next time when we will add a new name to the WPT Champions Cup here in Canada. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome to Falls View Casino Resort and the WPT.
Feel like $1 million.
You like big ball. I like small ball. Me small ball, you big ball.
Tonight in Niagara Falls, Canada, only one player will climb to the top to be named a WPT champion. Hi everyone, welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. Fighting through a field of 419 entries to get to this WPT final table was no easy task. And to become poker's last man standing is even more daunting. But here to guide us to the finish line are WPT's own Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Guys, with the title up for grabs, which of our remaining players seems most poised to take it home?
Well, then it's been a fascinating final table so far, but somewhat of a surprise. And I say that because the lone WPT champion and lone pro at this table, Anthony Zeno, came to the final table with a big chip lead. He now sits in third place with 3 players left. A businessman from Buffalo, Mark Bayley, is sitting in second chip position right now. He's never played a WPT event in his life. And our chip leader is an ophthalmologist from Phoenix, Arizona, Corey Hockman, who's making his second WPT final table this season. But Vince, fascinating as to what's happened so far. Let's see how it pans out.
Yeah, big upset possibilities here at Fallsview. Who will take down the title? The Ant, they call him Anthony Zeno, in third place. But he's not ready to get in that barrel and go down the falls quite yet. Let's see what happens.
Well, there you see the Skrill chip count. Corey Hockman from Phoenix, Arizona, out front with about 5 million in chips. Mark Bayley from Buffalo in second place with about 4 million. Anthony Zeno in third with 3.7 million.
First place is going to take home close to 400,000 Canadian cash. The Andes are 10,000. Blinds are 40 and 80. Let's see what happens between these three. Action on Anthony Zeno.
Anthony from Cranston, Rhode Island, looking for his second WPT title here.
They call him the Ant. He's got King, Queen.
And he's going to raise it to 200,000.
Now Corey Hockman, the madman.
Anthony's probably the only guy I've really gotten to know at the table. I know he's won an event before, so he's an amazing player. I'm to his left, so I think he's scared of me. When I raise him, he's going to have to be worried.
Well, he's right about that. Corey has made moves on him, and this time he's got Queen, Jack, and Diamonds, and he's going to re-raise to 575. Mark goes out.
Back to Anthony. And we can see he's got him dominated. He's in position. But what you fear is that you're dominated. Well, your opponent's got ace, king, or ace, queen, and he mucks the hand. So a nice 3-bet there, turns out, by Corey Hockman to take down that pot.
There's Jeanette Mendez, Corey's girlfriend. Gotta be proud of the eye doctor, a non-professional poker player who could really play with the best of them. His second time at a World Poker Tour final table. 9-10 of diamonds for Mark Bayley.
Mark is a businessman from Buffalo, portfolio manager.
175.
Makes it 175 to go, but the Ant has picked up ace-jack.
Anthony Zeno, who majored in chemical engineering, then went to law school in Boston.
Makes it 600 total. Corey out.
Mark, with those suited connectors you like to see flops with, but do you want to put another 425,000 in? Answer no.
And showing some power there is going to take this one down. What a player. Already has a WPT title under his belt. Tonight he's trying to go for 2.
This tournament has proven to have big implications in this season's UBLO Player of the Year race. Two-time WPT champion Darren Elias added to his point total with an 11th place finish here at Fallsview. But this final table marks Anthony Zeno's 6th cash of the season, and he is now guaranteed to take the top spot on the leaderboard. We'll keep you updated on all the moves in the standings, but now let's get back to the action at the Fallsview Poker Classic.
Well, a great Player of the Year race, no doubt about it.
Action on Anthony Zeno. And he looks down at a pair of kings.
Yeah, because he's picked up pocket kings. DraftKings will put $1,000 into his DraftKings account.
He is raised to 160 into eye Dr. Corey, who has an ace-5 of clubs.
Well, he's going to 3-bet it here, Vince, and a big 3-bet. Looks like $480,000 with the ace-5.
Buffalo Bayley getting out of their way. Back on the ant.
It's a two-fisted million bet. Those are $500,000 a stack there.
All in. Call.
Corey's gone all in, and a quick call, of course, by Zeno.
Good hammer.
Well, Vince, Corey's played so aggressive at this final table all night long. It's worked well for him most of the time.
Well, whatever happens, it's all good.
He got carried away a little bit ago against Mark when he doubled him up, and now he's got Anthony Zeno all in with a good shot to double up, unless he hits an ace, probably.
And the flop is a 10-9-7. The king's out in front for Zeno.
Pair the board. What's your name? Nick? Don? Pair the board.
You want to see runner for a straight to the 5 or something stupid like that. Right?
Corey Hockman, who had a big chip lead, now in dire straits with 2 cards to come in this hand. Here comes 4th Street. It's a jack of diamonds, no help for Corey.
His girlfriend, Jeanette, just can't look.
We are going down to the river. Can Corey make it happen? No, it's a 7 of diamonds.
Well, that's going to do it. Anthony Zeno is going to double up here and regain the chip lead. And Vince, Corey Hockman took a nice-sized chip lead. He bluffed his money off in one spot, called his money off in another. You just wonder, could he be playing a little bit too loose in this 3-handed battle?
The eye doctor seeing double vision at this point. Things have turned around, and as you can see, the ant is now the chip leader with close to $8 million. Shortstop Corey Hockman, what a turn of events. Down to 1.3. Now action's on Corey. He's got a decent king 10. He's got to be tilting like a 3-legged bar stool at this point.
Take it easy, Corey.
And Zeno's saying, just take it easy. Will Corey listen?
I'm all in.
Oh, no, he's not going to listen. He's going to push all in.
Well, he's going to force him to pick up a hand here anyway.
Bayley out.
Call.
A snap call by Anthony Zeno with ace-queen.
Of course, he's going to call. So now Corey hanging in there by dental floss as Jeanette watches from the sidelines. Oh.
Good luck, bud.
Handshakes to the ophthalmologist. And he's going to need help to stay alive. About a 3-2 underdog as the cards lie.
Let's flop it.
Ace right on the flop. Corey catches a king, but Anthony out in front with the aces.
It's always a jack on the turn.
Corey must catch a king or a 10 or 2 runners to make a straight. Otherwise, he's going to be finished in 3rd place.
Here comes the turn card. It's an 8 of hearts. Didn't help Corey. He puts his head down. He's got to be stunned at this moment.
Oh, Vince, looks like the ophthalmologist is going to have to see his way to the rail if he doesn't get help here on the river.
Jeanette can't look.
Oh, boy.
She's been through the ringer tonight. Great playing all night long by Corey, but did he overstep his boundaries and misplay? Jack on the river. It's not going to happen for Corey.
Corey Hockman played great, Vince. He went for the win. And we are now down to heads up. Corey Hockman out tonight in 3rd place.
That's right, Mike. The eye doctor back to the hospital. He'll go 171,000 richer. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
Corey, just minutes ago you were the chip leader, and now you're out in 3rd. How disappointing is this for you?
You know, honestly, not really. I played with heart. I played my best game, and I know I'll be back in another final table soon.
Obviously, you know, this isn't your profession, but you're turning it into a great passion. I mean, can you give me comments on that?
Yeah, I just love this game. The World Poker Tour, I live for that, and I just come to as many events as I can. I love playing here, and I mean, it's a chance to beat the best there is in the game, really.
Well, we appreciate having you here, and another great job by you.
Thank you, I appreciate
Lynn,
it.
it's over to you.
With Corey Hockman out in third place, the battle for the WPT Champions Cup has come down to Anthony Zeno and Mark Bayley.
Good luck, man. Congratulations. Good hand. Good hands.
There's plenty more to come before we name a champion tonight at the Falls View Casino Resort, including Tony Dunst sizing up the action in the Raw Deal, and the Royal Flush Girls check out one of nature's most beautiful gifts. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
It's a mistake. I feel bad that you had to put it in the first place. Cool.
This season, the Royal Caribbean International Royal Flush Bonus awards players who hit a Royal Flush a cruise trip for two. To join WPT on our next cruise, go to WPTcruise.com. Heads Up Play is about to begin at the Falls View Poker Classic between Anthony Zeno and Mark Bayley. The Royal Flush Girls, Kat and Brittany, have brought out the colourful Canadian cash, plus a pair of monster 24K headphones and an amazing Hublot titanium watch fit for a champion. Before play gets started, see what both players had to say during the break. Mark, this is your first WPT main event to ever play, and now you're heads up for the title. That is amazing.
Yeah, couldn't be more excited. Found money at this point. Nothing to lose.
Now, you came into this final table as, you know, an amateur at the table, but you've really proven yourself to be able to sit with these guys. How do you feel about your game tonight so far?
Well, looking back, I feel real good about it. Looking forward, I don't relish the thought of sitting down and getting carved up here, as I won't be here too much longer, but, you know, very excited, very excited. Thanks.
All right, well, congratulations on making it this far, and very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Anthony, you've been here before, heads up for a title, and you took that one down. You're in pretty good shape this time. How are your emotions coming into this heads up battle?
This is so exciting, Lynn. Luckily, I've got a good chip lead right now, so I like my chances.
Well, now you're heads up. Good luck.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you very much.
So who will be crowned poker's newest WPT champion? Action is ready to resume, so let's get back down to Mike and Vince for the call of the game.
Well, there you see the chip count as we start heads up play. Anthony Zeno with just under a 3-1 chip lead. He's got $9 million in chips to $3.5 million for Mark Bayley.
Action on the ant. Anthony Zeno
160.
makes it 160 to go. Mark Bayley, portfolio manager, playing good tonight.
With the 7-5 of diamonds, he makes the call.
Let's see the flop, and it's a jack 7-6.
Well, Mark flops second pair and checks.
Anthony with top pair of jacks, also checking. Going to the turn. 3 of spades.
Mark has 2 sevens and a straight draw now. Thinks 2 sevens are the best hand, the way this hand's been played.
175. Anthony Zeno. Top pair, big kicker. He's going to make a raise.
$425,000 the bet now.
Call.
And without even thinking they could be getting trapped here, Mark makes a snap call.
The 5 hits on the river, making him 2 pair.
He had to hit a 7-5 or a 4 to have the best hand. He did it. He hit a 5, and now he's bet $250,000. A very small bet into a pot that's got about $1.2 million in it. So I think Anthony's getting off light here on the river. I don't see him folding 2 jacks here. Just out of curiosity, you want to see what the guy's got.
Oh. He has paid it off.
And he is going to see he got beat on the river here.
Is that straight?
He's got 2 pairs, 7s and 5.
2 pairs. Zeno concedes. Mark Bayley from Buffalo. There's Susie McGowan, Mark's girlfriend.
It's really quiet in here. You guys are making me nervous. Get some drinks going or something. We got money for a tab.
Mark is correct. You can afford it. Come on, girls. Splurge it up. All right, it's on, Mark. Blinds are going up to 50 and 100 with a $15,000 ante.
Raised to 200.
Great. And Mark, with just a 5 deuce, is going to make it 200 to go.
Anthony Zeno is going to 3-bet 600,000. Enough to get the job done. As Mark goes out.
And looking happy. He's doing pretty good.
I am wearing a suit. I wore it in my first final table at the Borgata. I like to try to promote poker as a gentleman's game, a game of intellect, a game of logic, a game of patience and discipline, a classy game. If you ask someone on the street, what do you think of a poker player, they're going to say they're good at bluffing, they're hustlers, they wear hoodies, but it's more of a mathematical, intelligence-based game. Most people don't know that. It's a really beautiful game. I want to see people, I guess, have a greater respect for the game in general.
You gotta like his style.
Yeah, Anthony Zeno, a great ambassador for poker. Could be an even better one if he becomes a 2-time WPT champ tonight, like he's favored to do right now.
Especially when you pick up 8s. He'll make a raise. 200 total. Buffalo Bayley with an ace-7.
Raise. 575.
Ace high is a big hand playing heads up, so Mark's gonna 3-bet here.
Back on the chip leader.
All in.
He's gone all in. Oh boy, the head drops to the table.
Yep, he didn't like to hear that, that's for sure. It's his tournament life fence. If he makes this call and loses this pot, he's out, so.
That's him.
Mark does lay it down.
The Ant crawling all over these guys. It's down to 2 good players. Can he finish?
Stick around for more from Falls View Casino Resort.
Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount.
If you're dreaming of playing in a WPT event, just wake up. Turn that dream into a reality at clubwpt.com.
Well, that's right. By joining Club WPT, you can win a chance to compete in a WPT live tournament and maybe even become one of the lucky qualifiers who went from playing online to cashing big time.
Club WPT has been fantastic. Thanks to WPT, I'm here. Started with 20 bucks. Amen.
I still play every day online and enjoy it and hope to win another seat soon.
Just try to knock out as many players as possible as soon as possible.
That's a good deal right there. ClubWPT.com offers $100,000 in cash and prizes every month, including a chance to win your seat into a WPT tournament. Join ClubWPT.com, and it could be you that makes it in the money.
We're back for more Season 13 coverage of the Fallsview Poker Classic.
Anthony Zeno with about 9.1 million, Mark Bayley with 3.4 million, just about exactly where they were when the heads-up battle started.
Let's go back down to it. Action going to Mark Bayley. First time ever playing a WPT event. He is so impressive tonight. This time he has a 10-7 offsuit. He doesn't just wilt away. He is going to call it. Zeno with just a 6-deuce doesn't raise. And the flop comes up king, 4, queen, 2 diamonds.
Well, Anthony with a flush draw is going to lead out and bet here. 100,000.
Mark not hitting any of that.
Raised to 3 1/4.
Oh boy, he's going to take a shot here.
Several times at this final table, he has raised with no hand and no draw.
The problem is the Ant has a 4 flush, and he will make this call and hope to hit a diamond.
We're going to the turn. Well, the board pairs kings. Anthony's going to check. Will Mark continue the charade?
575.
Oh, you got to love the spirit. He's going to bet again with zip and pip.
The board's paired. You can't draw to a little flush in that spot. Anthony gives it up. Well done by Mark there, just outplaying his opponent. At least he thought he was with that hand.
There is Corey Hockman, the eye doctor, he has not seen enough tonight. He is back here watching. Very classy.
Yeah, guy finished third in this tournament. He's come back to watch the heads-up battle. Most guys just steam straight to the bar when they get knocked out.
Blinds are up to 60-120 with a $20,000 ante. Zeno with ace-6 of clubs is just going to call. Mark's got nothing hand, 10-3. Let's see the flop.
An ace comes on the flop.
Check.
Mark is going to check. Anthony checks right behind him. Just camouflaging those aces. Now a 3 comes off.
And that gives Mark a piece of it, a pair of 3s.
325.
And he will bet 325.
Can't blame him for betting here. His opponent didn't raise before the flop, didn't bet on the flop. You made a pair here in the turn. You're going to bet.
Ant's in a good place, and he's just going to call. Let's take a look at the river card. It's a queen of clubs.
What do you do with bottom pair now?
575.
Wow.
Call.
Call by Anthony. He's going to win the pot with 2 aces.
Good call.
Anthony calls.
I got nothing. I got a 3.
Has 3-10.
Quiet ace. Nice hand.
Anthony has ace-6.
I was waiting for that.
You got sneaky there.
Yeah, were you a little worried with that? Let me limp with that. It was very sneaky. Nice hand.
Thank you.
So Vince, by not raising before the flop and betting on the flop, turns out Anthony made an extra $900,000.
Anthony Zeno now with over 10 million. Mark Bayley back down to about 2.5 in the heads-up battle here at Fallsview. Right back at him. The Ant looks down at an ace deuce.
260,000.
Not going to play it slow this time. Makes a raise. 260 total.
All right. Call.
Mark is going to make the call with the king high.
Yeah.
And flop comes 8-5-3 with 2 clubs.
I'll check.
Action on Mark. He's going to check.
And the Ant has an inside straight draw, but he's going to slow down and check as well.
And the jack of clubs comes off. And Mark with the flush draw.
575.
It's no good, of course. He's going to bet $575,000. Now what do you do if you're Anthony? You got the key card, the ace of clubs, but...
All in.
Wow, that's what you do. You just put him all in and see if he can stand the heat. And if he can stand it, then you try to outdraw him.
Buffalo Bayley puts his head to the table. Does not like that.
Well, Vince, there's just no way he can call here with this hand.
He's saying, why did I donate so much?
I knew one was a club.
Anthony's thinking, I'll give you a club right now if you want one.
Jesus.
He just doesn't have a hand he can play with there.
No, he's got to lay it down. So the Ant acquires more chips.
Nice hand.
Gonna stash them down to the old Ant farm. Nicely done. This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're gonna love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
What a week we've had here at Fallsview Casino Resort. It's been incredible. There's nothing like waking up to a beautiful view of the falls. There was a panoramic view of the Canadian side and the US side. I felt like I was on top of the world. When you're off the felt, there's something to do at all times, from the shops to the dining. Fallsview has everything you need. Ponte Vecchio is an amazing restaurant. We had a chance to pick out whatever wine we wanted, not to mention the food. The food was incredible. If you're coming to the Niagara Falls area, you must stay at Fallsview Casino Resort.
Well, truly, Fallsview, an amazing property. Everybody loves it here, and why not? The view's spectacular. Well, there you see the chip count. Anthony Zeno well out in front now. Nearly 10.8 million to 1.8 million.
WPT champion Anthony Zeno with a pretty strong king-queen.
All in.
All in into Mark Bayley. Let's take a look at Mark's cards. Oh, my.
Call.
Yep, he's picked up aces. Does the insta-call, of course.
Calls.
Thanks.
Well, Vince, I don't blame Anthony for moving in there with king-queen. You don't expect to get called, number one. If you do, you don't expect to ever be in this kind of shape where you're up against 2 aces.
Buffalo Mark Bayley In a great place to double up, but let's see if anything crazy happens. There's a king on the flop. So Zeno hitting kings.
And Jack coming, maybe?
Jack would be cool.
This may be Mark's first WPT event, but he recognizes he's still got somewheres to go before he wins this pot. Now Jack comes off.
Did I have to call it? Yeah.
How did you know?
Throw a 10 down there now.
King, queen, or a 10. Mark Bayley will learn it's never easy.
I got 4 kids and 2 ex-wives, man. It is never easy.
Hey, here comes the river.
Probably easier because they're ex-wives.
Can Zeno close this out? Nope. 7 of spades on the river. Buffalo Bailey's going to take the pot with the aces, and he needed it.
Back to where I started.
Good call.
The portfolio manager certainly added to his portfolio in that end.
But the antes are going up now to 25,000. Blinds are going to be 75, 150. Action on Mark.
Raised to 300.
He's going to make it 300 total.
300,000.
Zeno with just a 9-7 will make the call. And here we go.
Check.
Zeno checked in the dark, Vince.
Flop is a 7-6-5. So the ant getting a piece of that sevens with a straight draw.
575.
And Bailey's going to bet it with ace high and an inside straight draw.
Well, a number of players would raise with Anthony's hand here.
He is just called, though. Turn card on another 6.
Action on Anthony. He's going to check.
I'm all in.
Mark Bailey has gone all in with nothing. Ace high.
If Anthony Zeno can make this call, there's a good chance he could become champion right here, right now. Just has to dodge an ace or a 4.
Mark is a great guy. He is a recreational player. He's so happy to be here. I'm very happy for him. I have position on him, and I expect that he won't be much of a threat. But, you know, the cards dictate a lot in this game. I'll keep my eye open for the possibility that his chip stack could put a dent into mine.
He says he's a recreational player. I don't buy that he's going to be pushing pots around with nothing. And look at this, he's wrong, incorrect. Beautifully done by Buffalo Bayley.
I said, get that all-in shit the hell out away from me.
And next, we've seen the guy make some moves here at this final table.
It's my first WPT. To make the final 6 seems like a found money, and you know, with my winnings, I believe a lot in giving back. We have a Burning Man camp where it's all about giving back. I've gone 3 years in a row. We had a big camp last year, Bloody Mess Oasis, where we served probably 1,200 Bloody Marys out on the playa, which takes some doing and a lot of ice runs, and a camp always needs subsidizing. So they will be big beneficiaries of, you know, my poker winnings this year.
So we're going to a Bloody Mary party, huh, Vince?
I like this guy. All right. Blinds are up to 75, 150, $25,000 ante. And Anthony Zeno's got a mid-pair, a pair of 6s.
And he's going to bet 300,000.
Call.
Mark with king, 7 of hearts, making this call.
Yep, he's going to look at a flop here. Here comes that flop.
Yeah, Jack, Jack, deuce, Mike.
Check.
Buffalo Bailey checks, and they both check.
Now 5 comes off.
Check.
Again, Mark checks. Well, Anthony has to think the 2 6s are good now. And he is going to bet 325,000.
Raise it to $1 million.
What?
Look at this, Vince. He is doing it again. Wow. $1 million bet. And let's see if Anthony can figure this one out. He got the last one wrong.
Oh, no, he's on to it.
All right, so far he's got this one right.
He is making his call to the complete displeasure of Mark Bailey. Going to the river.
Over 2.6 million in the pot right now. 9 comes off.
Doesn't change a thing. Let's see what Bailey does.
I'm all in.
He's going to go all in. Can't believe this. What guts?
And if Anthony Zeno makes this call, he'll be our champion.
He makes his call. It's the call of the year on the World Poker Tour, to put this so-called recreational player on a bluff and to make this call would be extraordinary.
You have to be fearful that your opponent's got a minimum 3 jacks here, the way this hand was played. You're just not going to expect him to bluff in this spot for his tournament life.
The Ant's going to lay it down.
So on back-to-back pots, Mark Bayley has earned the pots, winning them by betting with the worst hand.
Oh, Mark Bayley, hotter than a plate of buffalo wings, taking in the chips, proving he can play with the best.
Takes me about 22.
We'll be right back with more Season 13 coverage of the WPT.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
The Falls View Poker Classic continues. The heads-up battle, quite incredible here tonight.
So is it ever? At one point, Anthony Zeno had about a 9 million chip lead. Now, if you notice, it's less than 1 million. So Mark Bailey's doing brilliant in terms of fighting back in this heads-up battle.
And now the antes are 25,000. Blinds are 1 and 200 now. Zeno, he's got 10-9. And he's going to raise to a $500,000. Mark with an ace-6 just calling. It's suited.
Just surprised he wouldn't have 3-bet there, Vince.
Here's the flop.
Jack 8-3.
Check.
No help to Mark. He checks, opening straight draw to Anthony. He's betting 250,000. Not a big bet in terms of the size of the pot.
Nothing hitting there for Mark. He's got ace high, but we've seen him do crazy things before with nothing hands.
See him.
And he is going to lay it down, take a break.
So Anthony's saying to himself, finally I won a pot.
This heads up, she is fun, huh?
Mark Bailey with a very strong ace-queen.
Raised to 500.
He's going to move it up to 500,000 to go. Zeno, he's got ace-10 of spades.
Oh, gosh, Vince, a lot of players will just ship it right here over the top. He's just going to call the 500. Going to see a flop first before he gets his money out there. And flop comes Jack 10-7. Anthony out in front with 2 10s. He's going to check. Mark has the ace-high straight draw, as you can see.
1.5.
He's also got a lot of chips going in the pot, 1.5 million.
Oh, boy, the pillage continues.
Well, Vince, there's only $1 million in the pot. Now, when a guy bets 1.5 million, automatically your antenna go up. Say, why is this guy betting so much here? It's a mystery. If he had a big hand, he'd bet less. He'd want you in there. Wouldn't he?
And it's going to play it safe and lay it down, though.
Well, Vince, Mark Bailey has proven himself to be quite an adversary here in this heads-up battle. I think he's much stronger than most people expected, that's for sure.
Well, he just has the perception of a recreational player, a nice guy that just gives compliments out. Very humble, says everybody's better than him. I think he's not exactly telling the truth.
It's a charade, Vince.
It is. It is. It's beautiful.
He has made some plays that have just wowed us here tonight in terms of having no hand, no draw, raising, getting called, then betting and betting again.
Anthony now with 9s. Raised to 500,000. Mark with a pretty good king-jack, and
Raised to 1.5.
Mark's going to throw in a big raise.
Yeah, but it's not going to work, Vince. 2 9s playing heads up is just a big hand. You're never getting away from him before the flop.
All in.
Oh, boy, he's gone all in.
I don't think you can call in this spot and give your opponent a free flop. You ship it, just like Anthony did there.
And that is devastation for Mark. Just when everything's working so well.
Well, it's interesting, Vince. If he knew what Anthony had here, if he turned his hand up, even though Anthony has the best hand, he'd beat him in the pot because he's getting the right price to call.
Anthony and I spoke quite a bit. Real nice guy, consummate pro. So it's great to play with people like that. I'm pretty sure Anthony bluffed me out of a strong hand earlier on yesterday. So I try to avoid confrontations when I can with him.
Well, Mark, I got news for you. You've outbluffed him more in this heads-up match than he ever outbluffed you.
Oh, is he going to muck it? Yeah. He's going to throw it away.
Doesn't want to, Vince.
Strong re-raise by Zeno, taking that pot down.
Wasn't that good a hand?
If Mark loses this tournament event, he's going to look back at that hand and say, yeah, I should have gone for it.
Is there a tilt light going on above me right now, flashing? Let me know if there is, because everyone else will see it. Nice hand.
Thanks, Mark.
There's more action from Canada when the Falls View Poker Classic continues, including Tony Dunst's in-depth analysis of tonight's play in the Raw Deal.
What if there was a place where over $1 million in cash, prizes, and WPT entries were given away every year?
Well, there is, and it's only a click away. Join ClubWPT.com today and win a share of over $1 million every year.
It's that time of the night where only one man's opinion matters. Let's break down some of tonight's hands with Tony Dunst in this edition of The Raw Deal.
Poker is a nuanced game, and it's hard to distill the strategy into hard and fast rules. But one simple guideline for navigating your betting is this: put money in when you have strong equity, and don't when your equity is weak. But Mark Bayley has a habit of putting in money when his hand is weak. So will he get away with it, or throw away his chips? Let's break it down. I'll say one thing about Mark Bayley. For his level of experience, the man does not play scared.
You're playing really well.
The guy only has one prior tournament cash, and now he's heads up for a WPT title.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I've found money at this point. Nothing to lose.
First, Mark limps with 10-7 offsuit, then raises the flop with absolutely nothing when Anthony Zeno bets out.
Raised 3 1/4.
Anthony calls with a flush draw, and when the turn pairs the king, Mark follows through.
575.
I doubt Anthony folds a queen here, but he's forced into folding a small flush draw, and Mark takes it down. Then we see Anthony trap Mark into betting with weak equity. Anthony limps with a suited ace on the button, then checks behind on a great flop. Mark turns bottom pair, which he should be checking, but instead leads out for more than pot.
325.
Anthony happily calls, and when the river's no help, Mark tries again.
575.
Anthony snaps him off.
Call.
And Mark admits he has nothing.
I got nothing.
And then Mark calls a raise with King-7 suited in the big blind.
Call.
And both players check the Jack-Jack-Deuce flop.
Check.
Mark checks again when the turn brings a 5.
Check.
And Anthony bets with his pocket 6s. Now Mark check raises.
Raise it to $1 million.
Likely trying to represent the Jack. I do like this play. I just wish that Mark would do it with a reasonable draw like clubs or 4-3 instead of nothing. Anthony calls on the turn, and when the 9 of hearts falls on the river, Mark shoves for more than pot.
Come all in.
Anthony thinks for a while and eventually folds, but senses that something is wrong. So yeah, if we look at the scoreboard right now, we'll see that Mark has gone 2 for 3 with his low equity bluffs. But remember, it only takes getting caught once to end the game.
I was waiting for that.
Anthony Zeno with $7.8 million, Mark Bayley with $4.7 million. So Mark Bayley coming back from where he started in this heads-up battle.
Let's take a look at Mark's cards. He's got a Jack-8 this time.
And he's going to limp in on the button, something we haven't seen by him yet.
Anthony Zeno, content to see a flop, not going to raise with Jack-5. And here is the flop.
The flop is ace, king. No help to either player. Anthony's going to check.
And Bailey's not going to slow down. He's going to bet this. Try to take it home, $500,000.
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Bring those chips to me.
And Zeno folds the hand. Bailey going to take the pot. What a moment here at the Fallsview Poker Classic.
Boy, is it ever. A guy playing in his first ever WPT event against a guy going for a second WPT title who's the WPT Player of the Year leader.
Anthony Zeno just calling with ace-5. And Mark Bailey not going to raise with king-6. And the flop is a 9-4 deuce.
Check.
Yeah, Mark has checked, and Anthony's going to check his wheel draw. He's tired of getting check raised out of the pots. And now a 6 comes off. Mark now has the lead.
Pair of 6s.
500.
And he's going to bet $500,000.
Mark bet 500,000.
Zeno with an inside straight draw.
Well, Zeno thinks his ace-high is the best hand. He does have the gut shot straight draw, but he's calling 500,000 here. He's not buying that Mark's got anything. Just feels like the guy stole a few pots, which he has. Now an 8 comes off. Another 500,000 bet. Good laydown by Anthony.
Buffalo Bayley taking down another.
Mark Bayley now within a million chip count of Anthony Zeno after trailing by 9 million at one point in this heads-up battle.
Yeah, the blinds are going up to 125, 250. $25,000 ante action on the ant. And now looking at a pair of kings.
Well, in addition to having this monster hand right now, he's going to get an extra 1,000 put in his DraftKings account for picking up pocket kings at the final table.
And again, he's just going to call. Oh, wow. Mark Bayley with a strong ace-jack, and it's suited.
Please. I'll be surprised if it doesn't go all in before the flop here with these hands these guys have got.
Bailey's made it 750 total.
750? All right.
And Zeno is not going to raise.
Wow. Just calls.
Let's see if it pays off for Zeno. Here's the flop. 8-4, deuce, 2 clubs, though. That's a 4 flush for Bayley.
I'm all in.
Call.
And an insta-call.
Nice hand. Nice hand, but I can assure you Anthony's shocked the guy's got this good a hand with this many outs.
Oh, you have clubs.
Mark comes in with an ace.
Yeah.
Not the way we wanted to do it, huh?
No, I wouldn't think if I were you.
An ace or a club is what Mark needs.
Here we go to the turn. It's a 4 diamonds.
That ain't one of them.
Diamond.
Did not help Buffalo Bayley.
With 1 card to go, Anthony, a 3-1 favorite to wrap up his second WPT title. Got to dodge an ace or a club.
9 hearts.
Ace of diamonds. Doesn't need to be the flush, just an ace is good.
A lot of poker destiny coming down to this card. What's it going to be? It's a 7 of spades. Anthony Zeno has done it.
Man. Good game, bro. Man, you played well. I can't wait to find out some hands you had.
Anthony Zeno now a 2-time WPT champion. But Vince, you got to take your hat off to the businessman from Buffalo, Mark Bayley, out tonight in second place.
First time ever on the World Poker Tour. Matt Savage is over to talk to him.
Mark, you came in tonight with 1 career cash for less than $1,000 in your first World Poker Tour event. How can you explain your play tonight?
I can't explain it. On a roll. I mean, the local gods are with me, I guess. Had to represent Buffalo here in this one, so.
A wonderful score, 266,000 Canadian, and a good portion of that going to charity. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, let's talk to the winner of the Fallsview Poker Classic and 2-time WPT champion, Anthony Zeno. Anthony, wow, what a week you have had. Tell us how you're feeling right now to join that multiple winners club on the World Poker Tour.
It is indescribable. The hard work paid off. I don't know if it was, blessings, luck, skill, whatever it was. I don't even care. I won too. So I'm just so happy.
Well, in addition to the nearly $400,000 in cash that you're going to take home and your entry into the WPT World Championship event, you've also taken the lead in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race. And right now, we're going to present you with your beautiful Hublot watch.
Thank you, Brittany. Wow, it's so beautiful.
And Kat has your set of 24K Monster headphones.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Kat.
So once again, let's hear it for the winner of the Fallsview Poker Classic, Anthony Zeno. Lynn, back to you.
What an amazing title run from Anthony Zeno, the season 13 WPT Fallsview Poker Classic champion. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for here. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome to the Commerce Casino and the LA Poker Classic.
Feeling like $1 million.
Young man's having a blast, playing aggressive. He's got no fear, does a lot of table talk. He's my kind of player.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. For the 13th straight season, we have returned to Commerce Casino for the LA Poker Classic. And there is excitement in the air as 6 days ago, hundreds of players came from around the world for one $10,000 shot at becoming a WPT champion.
I love coming to Commerce. It's actually my favorite place in the world to play poker. Can't miss a event.
Let's do this. As players filed into the tournament room and took their seats, Mike Sexton got the festivities started.
On behalf of everyone at the World Poker Tour, allow me to welcome you to the Commerce Casino and the LAPC. So dealers, let's shovel up and deal.
With a massive turnout every year, even the past champions are a who's who of the poker world, including Season 2 LAPC champion Antonio Esfandiari.
It's the LAPC. I think it was 10 or 11 years ago that I won this tournament. Man, I'm getting old.
And the defending champ, Chris Moorman.
Pretty surreal, like obviously last year, like winning was just a dream come true to finally get that big title. So yeah, coming back, it feels good and I'm gonna play my A game today.
Also feeling good about being back at the tables was Mike Mattisau, who was recovering from a serious back injury.
I don't want to get teary-eyed, but I've been teary-eyed a lot all week just whenever I win pots because it brings a whole new perspective on this world, man.
Fresh off his victory at Falls View Casino and pursuing the lead in the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race, Anthony Zeno was looking to play his rush.
Still hasn't sunken in yet because it was just like last week. My confidence right now is sky high. I know I'm going to play my A game, so I'm not nervous about that.
The battle on the felt ensued, and without an option of re-entry, players had no choice but to play their A game, because unlike many tournaments, busting out at LAPC had a permanent effect.
What can I do? 3 out of me on the river. It's not your day, it's not your day.
At the end of play, 503 players had entered the event, with 328 players surviving to compete on day 2. Season 12 ones to watch Aaron Massey had a big day, finishing with over 150,000 in chips, good for 3rd on the leaderboard. But the top spot was held by the player they call Young Man, Hung Tran, who made a lot of hands, but not a lot of friends at the table.
I beat them up and they piss off, they call when I call clock on me.
Sporting the LA colors, trying to get a little LA love in today.
Chip leader Hung Tran was feeling strong to start day 2. With registration open until the 2nd level, several players took advantage of a late start, including Darlene Lee and WPT champion Vivek Rajkumar. But seats were also opening up as early casualties included Season 11 ones to watch Jason Kuhn, WPT champion Matt Salzberg, and 2-time Season 13 finalist Corey Hockman.
Having played that final table at the last event and then coming to this one, I think my confidence was too high. You think you can come in and just take over the table, and you can't do that. You have to work your way up to it.
At the start of the 2nd level, the field was set.
Registration is closed and the official numbers are in. This tournament drew 538 players, creating a prize pool of over $5.1 million.
63 players will make it to the money, with the first place taking home over $1 million.
With 60 WPT champions in the field, our own Mike Sexton was impressed by the strong turnout.
Checking things out here on day 2, seeing who's in the hunt to win all the big money. Got a big name left. It's going to be a fun tournament.
But as the day progressed, several of those champions hit the rail. They included Season 11 Legends of Poker champion Josh Hale, Season 13 Borgata Poker Classic champion Aaron Mermelstein, and the defending LAPC champion Chris Moorman.
It was kind of a struggle. It took me like 9.5 hours to get above starting stack, and I finally did, and then lost an all-in with King straight away.
Mike the Mouth Mattisau also saw his run come to an end.
I probably shouldn't have called there. It's not the worst call, but it's not the best call.
Things were looking up for Season 10 Legends of Poker runner-up Ken Teach Aldridge, who won a massive pot after outflopping his opponent's pocket aces.
In this tournament, the first day I cracked aces with ace-king. I just got through cracking aces with kings. I'm really playing well, that's all I can say.
That monster pot pushed Teach's chip stack to over 355,000, good for 4th place at the end of the day. Also having a strong day was Season 11 ones to watch Dylan Horton, who finished with nearly 350,000 in chips. But the massive chip leader was local player Brent Hart, who planned to follow his routine on day 3.
The same way I went in today, poised and relaxed and prayed up.
Surviving this tournament would be no easy task, as seemingly every table was stacked. The toughest table in the room featured 4 WPT champions, including the 2 at the top of the Hublot WPT Player of the Year race, Anthony Zeno and Darren Elias.
It's fun, you know, me and Darren are competitive guys by nature, but we're also friends and are just going to play our A game, so we're just playing to make the final table. The ancillary benefit would be to make the Player of the Year. It would be great.
Also at that tough table was Season 12 Ones to Watch Aaron Massey, who was knocked out after patiently waiting for a big hand, then running his pocket kings into pocket aces.
Yeah, massively disappointed once again. Never gets old.
Canadian poker pro Mike Leah knocked out 2-time WPT champion JC Tran, and then, on the money bubble, got it all in against poker pro Matt Berkey. Mike had Matt covered and outkicked. No help on the board sent Matt home in 64th place and burst the money bubble. One of the first players to hit the payout line was Season 12 LAPC 6th place finisher Adam Friedman, who had also been stuck at that difficult table.
It was the worst table in the room. Everybody knew it. You got genius after genius at that table. And then you have me.
Mike Leah continued to chip up after doubling through Ken Aldridge in a monster pot when his flopped full house crushed Teacher's second nut flush. But reclaiming the chip lead he held on day 1 was Hung Tran, who bulldozed his way to the top.
No game or no future. No.
Usually the most talkative player at the table, Daniel Negreanu, had a front row seat to the young man's show.
It's fun. You know, this is what poker's supposed to be all about. Young man's having a blast, playing aggressive. He's got no fear, does a lot of table talk. He's my kind of player.
Players continued to hit the rail, including 2-time WPT champ Darren Elias, with his 6th cash of the season. When play concluded for the day, 3 players finished with over $1 million in chips. LA area pro Peter Neff was in 3rd place, Mike Leah was in 2nd place, and young man Hung Tran was in 1st with over $1.3 million. At the bottom of the chip counts, but still alive, was 2-time WPT champion Anthony Zeno.
Bagging my short stack for day 4 of the LAPC, my 7th cash of the season. Feel pretty good about that. Just need to make a good run tomorrow.
The 43 remaining players took their seats at the start of day 4, settling in for another intense day of poker.
You're my idol, man. You're too good. I'm watching him on TV all yesterday. Look, there he is.
He's trying to do it again this year.
After WPT champion Eric Seidel's early elimination, Glenn LaFay's dream of back-to-back LAPC final tables came to an end at the hands of Anthony Zeno. Chip leader Hung Tran knocked out day 2 chip leader Brent Hart after both players got it all in on the turn. Hung's bigger full house sent Brent home in 37th place. Brent was consoled at the payout line by the freshly busted Daniel Negreanu.
You'll be okay. If you would have got that set over set earlier, you wouldn't have got no money.
Hung continued to dominate, knocking out Season 11 Ones to Watch Dylan Horton in 27th, the Psycho Ninja Kurt Kohlberg in 26th, and WPT champion Sean Buchanan in 25th place. Bust outs continued, and pocket jacks proved to be one of the most destructive hands of the day when Chris Klodnicki's held against Greg Mueller's King Queen of Clubs. And again, when Ukrainian pro Igor Yaroshevsky's jacks bested poker pro Brian Yoon's Ace Queen offsuit.
I feel like I'm right up there to be able to take one of these down, so definitely going to play Seminole and play championship, at least 3 big tournaments left for the season.
After knocking out Season 10 LAPC runner-up David Doc Sands in 14th place, Hung Tran's chip stack soared to well over $4 million. When play ended for the day, he had the lead by almost $2 million in chips over 2nd place finisher Mike Leah. Peter Neff held on to the 3rd place spot with close to $1.7 million. Ken, Teach, Aldridge and Anthony Zeno survived, but would face an uphill battle on day 5.
I'm loving it that I have a chip at this stage.
12 players remain, but only 6 will survive and play at the WPT final table. Find out who makes it when we return.
This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're gonna love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
On another gorgeous, sunny Los Angeles morning, the remaining players prepared to battle for a spot at the televised final table and the over $1 million first place prize.
Well, you know I'm excited about today. This is this is unbelievable. You know, I'm gonna be happy regardless of what happens.
It's day 5, and we've moved everyone down to the Galleria as the final table is being set up.
There are 12 players left on the field, and one will be crowned the 13th LAPC champion.
Ken Aldridge's run at a second WPT final table ended early in the day when he busted to Igor Yarashevsky. A disappointing end, although you wouldn't know it talking to the man they call Teach.
I've bypassed over 500 other players, and a lot of them were great players. And to get this deep, I'm excited.
Shortly after Teach's exit, local player Vadim Baranovsky was knocked out by Chris Klodnicki. With Vadim's exit, the final 10 players combined to one table. Season 13 ones to watch Garrett Greer stop by to root for his friend Tim Kramer as he attempted to make his first WPT final table.
Let's go, Tim.
Hung Tran, whose aggressive play dominated the tournament, ran into a roadblock in a hand with Igor Yarashevsky. Hung attempted to bluff Igor, going all in on the river with just jack high. But he was snap-called by the Ukrainian pro, who turned over a full house. The monster pot gave Igor the chip lead and slowed Hung down. Though Hung did score the next bust out, ending Texas pro Ray Henson's deep run in 10th place. On the short stack, Tim Kramer shipped all in with pocket sixes, only to see Russian pro Vladimir Dobrolovsky call with pocket aces. The aces held, and Tim was out in 9th place. His good friend Garrett Greer has high hopes for Tim's future.
Wish you could have run a little deeper, you know, but I had to experience it a few times before I made the final tables, and he's a very good player, so I guarantee he'll be there again.
After coming into the day as one of the short stacks, Anthony Zeno was able to chip up and get out of the danger zone. Down to 7 players, Vladimir Dobrolovsky went all in and was called by Canadian pro Mike Lear. When the hands were tabled, Vladimir saw he was dominated, ace-queen versus pocket aces. No help on the board eliminated Vladimir in 7th place. Igor Yarashevsky would lead a tough table of poker pros looking to capture the over $1 million first place prize. But all eyes would be on Anthony Zeno as he attempts to win back-to-back WPT titles. Now it's time to turn to WPT's own Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten for analysis on this final table. Mike, can you put into perspective the kind of season Anthony Zeno is having?
Well, Len, it's hard to put in perspective because in the history of the WPT, we've never seen anyone have a season like two-time WPT champion Anthony Zeno is having this year. This is his 7th cash of the season, which ties the all-time record. He's going for back-to-back wins in the same season on the WPT, a feat that's only happened once before. That was earlier this year by Darren Elias, and he's the current leader in the WPT Player of the Year standings. But now, having said all that, he's going to have a hard time capturing his 3rd WPT title tonight, because we've got 2 of the most successful and respected pros in the business, Mike Leah and Chris Klodnicki, at this final table as well. Len, this LAPC final table has the potential to be one that we can remember for a long time to come.
I believe it. And Vince, who do you see posing the most trouble for him tonight?
Well, of course, the chip leader is Igor Yarashevsky. And he's fantastic, and he's interesting because he has 3 Y's in his last name. I'm fascinated by that. And then Hung Tran, very interesting guy from Vietnam. His nickname is Young Man because everyone he sees, he calls him, hey, young man, young man, young man. This is going to be great.
And before the players took their seats, WPT Executive Tour Director Matt Savage grabbed a quick word with the man of the hour, Anthony Zeno.
Anthony, you've been a fan of the World Poker Tour for a long time. Did you ever think you'd have the chance to join Gus Hansen and Carlos Mortensen as a 3-time champ?
You know, I am a dreamer, so like I always kind of thought that maybe someday I'd have this chance to be in the spotlight. But as far as something that I thought was statistically probable, no. Everything's been going my way, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to be here again. It's just so exciting. I'm just going to play my A game and see what happens here.
Will Anthony win his third WPT title tonight, or will someone else win their first? The LA Poker Classic final table is ready to begin, so I'll send it back to Mike and Vince for the call of the action.
There you see the Skrill chip count. Igor Yarashevsky out in front, 5.3 million. Mike Leah in second place with 4.7. That's what they're playing for. The winner tonight taking home over $1 million.
Also the pride and prestige of winning this great event. There's the Hublot watch the winner will also get. And what a timepiece that is. All right, Annie's at 5,000, blinds are 20-40. There he is, Anthony Zeno with a lousy hand, quickly mucks.
Over to the chip leader. Igor looks down at the Jack-7 of diamonds. He is going to raise it. Makes it 85,000 to go.
But be careful, right behind him. Chris Klodnicki with ace-king. He's on the short stack.
All in.
He's going to fire it.
Well, he's moving all in here. It's not messing around at all.
Hung and Peter out. Mike Leah with a nothing hand folds as well. So back on Igor. He's going to throw it away. Hand number one going to Chris. Very nicely done with a super hand.
And Vince, I played a lot of mixed games, high-stakes cash games with this guy, and I can tell you he's one of the most respected guys in the world when it comes to playing poker. His lifetime tournament earnings are $7.5 million. He won over $3 million in one event when he finished second in the one drop at the World Series of Poker once. See if he can take down his first WPT title.
Right back at him. There is Hung Tran from Vietnam. Looks down at a Queen 10. Hung has raised it. Peter Neff is out, and now Mike Leah with a King 10.
Mike Leah was a sales manager for 16 years before quitting that job to take up poker full-time.
He's called it. Zeno out. Igor out. Chris Klodnicki has picked up a nice hand. Jacks.
All in.
And again, he's going all in with a big hand. Now it's on to Hung.
Moved in with the ace-king, won that pot. Now he's moved in with the two jacks.
Yeah, Hung can't play that.
I'm pretty sure he's going to win this pot.
Well, Mike Leah, he releases the hand. So two in a row for Chris Klodnicki. He's taken off at the start of the LAPC. We're coming right back in just a moment here on the World Poker Tour.
ClubWPT.com VIP members get more than just a chance to win cash and prizes. The Club Savers Guide program saves VIP members big money at places they already shop and visit. Play big, save big, win big at ClubWPT.com.
Cranston, Rhode Island, Anthony Zeno.
The $1 million first place is amazing. I mean, a seven-figure payday is incredible.
Igor Yarashevsky.
I want to win just one trophy. I never win. I don't have a trophy.
From Voorhees, New Jersey, Chris Klodnicki.
My game plan as a short stack is to just make optimal decisions. Hopefully I can run it up and I'll be able to play a little more.
All the way from Vietnam, Hung Tran.
To me, this is for fun. I can win it, I can lose it, it's not a problem.
From Santa Monica, California, Peter Neff.
There's only one person that's really happy at the end of the tournament. It'd be great if I won it.
From the north, Toronto, Canada, Mike Lee.
The win's the most important thing. I'm always just focused on being the best and just winning, and I know that if I do that, money just takes care of itself.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. 6 very exciting stars going after this title here tonight.
Very tough final table, Vince. All these guys are aggressive players, so this should be fun to watch.
Going to the felt. Action on Peter Neff from Santa Monica. Jack 6, he folds. Now Mike Leah with an ace-4.
80.
He's going to raise it to 80,000.
Makes the men raise.
Anthony Zeno out. Now it's on to Igor. He's 29 years old from the Ukraine. He's got ace-9. He will make this call. Chris going away.
He's on the button in position. Chip leader makes the call.
Hung Tran with an inferior hand folds. So two-way action, ace-4 versus ace-9.
Now flop 9-4-3, all hearts. Neither player has a heart. Mike has flopped second pair with top kicker, but his opponent, Igor, has top pair. top kicker.
Mike's just bet 90,000. Igor's got to love that flop, and he is just going to call. Doesn't have a heart, so doesn't want to get fancy. Going to the turn. Jack of spades. Doesn't change anything. Mike's going to check this time.
Now Igor thinks his nines are the best hand, which indeed they are. So he's going to make a wager, 155,000.
Into Mike with no heart, just a little measly pair of fours, but oh, he's going to get stubborn. Looks like he's going to make this call. Yes, he does. Going to the river.
Yeah, looks like he's put his opponent on a heart draw, and here comes the heart on the river.
Wow, 10 of hearts. 4 heart. Neither player has it. And Mike has to act for, oh, and is he going to do it? Is he going to get some betting chips out with no heart?
This, Vince.
Come on.
He's showing a lot of heart here, I can tell you that.
He's batting 480 with nothing. Just a little pair of fours, no heart. He's just saying, if you don't have one, maybe you'll fold.
That's the way the hand's played. It looks like Mike had a flush draw when he called on the turn.
Yep.
So Igor gives it up, but what a play there by Mike Leah.
That is fantastic. Mike Leah, 40 years old, out of Toronto. Looking good, betting with nothing. There's his girlfriend, Crystal, in the audience. You're going to be so proud of Mike.
Well, Mike was a superstar high school wrestler and had to put the reversal on his opponent to win that match.
All right, on to the next one. Chris Klodnicki will fold. Hung Tran, young man, goes out.
Over to Peter Neff.
Got a suited connector. He likes it, makes it 90,000 to go. Mike Leah now with a queen, 9 of spades. He's got to be feeling confident after that last hand. Yeah, he stole it, and now he's going to stay with them. Makes the call.
Well, he's in position on the button.
Anthony now, and now it's on to Igor.
Wow, 2 queens in the big blind.
He's got the real hand.
You know he's going to raise this.
Yes, 325 to go with the queens.
Yeah, Peter wants no part of it. I guess Mike won't really either.
Well, Mike raised. Igor puts the pressure on with a quality hand. Will Mike stick around? Stole the last one from Igor. And this time he is going to concede this. The man from Ukraine, Igor Yershevsky, going to take down this pot. There's his buddies on the rail, rooting him on.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more from the Commerce Casino.
Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. We're at the LAPC at the Commerce Casino.
Why buy your seat when you can win it? That's exactly what Club WPT qualifier Stephen Galvin did. He played on ClubWPT.com and won his chance to compete here at the LA Poker Classic.
I won, baby. This is the big time. I won it. It happens. I'm here. I'm from Boston, Mass. Enjoying the palm trees, the atmosphere, the poker, just soaking it all in. I've been a Club WPT member for a little over a year now. You get to practice, play at your own pace, play when you want. I watch all the tournaments. I learn from everybody. First thing I did was walked into the poker room at the Commerce Casino, and I looked over and I seen Greg Mueller.
What's going on?
And then watched Jason Mercier. I was sitting next to J.J. Lew and Elke. Every other person is the people I see on TV and watch and learn from.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. They're rolling out the red carpet here at Club WPT for me. I'll be playing more on Club WPT now. Please sign up, do yourself a favor. It's been an awesome experience. Awesome experience.
Play unlimited poker, risk-free, and win your way into an upcoming WPT event.
Well, Stephen did it. Maybe you could too. Check out ClubWPT.com. These 6 guys are looking to take home over $1 million tonight and a WPT title. Igor Yershevsky out in front with over $5.2 million.
Yeah, what a player. What a poker face. Let's go to the felt. And he's got a pretty darn good hand. Ace-Queen. We'll move it up to 85,000 to go. Chris going away. Hung Tran now. He folds. All right, now it's on to Peter. Let's take a look at his cards through the DraftKings whole cam. Oh, and he's got a pair of jacks.
And he is going to 3-bet it. 220,000.
Mike Leah out, and the ant with an ace-queen here. Quickly he checks, though.
Some players would play that hand out of the big blind.
At least think about it for 7 seconds. Come on.
Now, Igor's got the same hand, the ace-queen. He's got money invested, so he is going to play.
Let's go to the flop.
The flop comes queen 10-8. Nice flop for Igor. He's got top pair, top kicker. He is out in front and checks.
He is out flop Peter Neff, and Peter wisely checks behind. But wow, a 9 on the turn gives Peter a straight.
And again, Igor checks. No more checking for Peter, though.
Peter Neff going to put in some chips, put some pain on the Ukraine. There it is, 270.
If you're sitting in Igor's seat, you're saying, guy 3-bet before the flop. He didn't bet on the flop, so you don't put him on aces or kings. Maybe he's got 2 9s, which made him 3 9s. Maybe he's got 2 jacks, which made him a straight. Whatever it is, probably beats my queens. Let me get out. Nice fold by Igor.
Certainly was.
Flop top pair, top kicker didn't lose $1 after what he put in before the flop.
Peter Neff, 29 years old, professional poker player. Moving on to the next hand. Action on Chris.
Chris Klodnicki. He's from Jersey. Played East Coast poker for a long time. Just recently moved to Southern California, but he is a tough cookie.
Hung Tran just can't believe the miserable cards he's getting tonight.
Just doesn't even want to look at them anymore. They're so bad.
Yeah, Peter also out. Mike Leah now with an opportunity to bluff. Nope, he goes out. Now it's on to the Ant. He's got ace-3 of hearts. Everybody folding, and he will be erasing. 100,000 to go with his hand. Last one to beat. Now, Igor has a 7-5 of diamonds. Interesting hand. Those kind of hands, if you can connect, certainly can break players. So he makes the call. Let's flop.
8-5-3 with 2 hearts. Nice flop for Anthony. He's got the nut flush drawn bottom pair, but he checks, and Igor checks right behind him.
Jack on the turn, changes nothing. And now the Ant with the pair of 3s going to check again.
Well, Igor thinks his 5s are the best hand, which indeed they are right now. He's going to make a wager here. Looks like 105,000.
Into the Ant was a 4 flush.
On.
He's going to push it all in.
Wow. A check raise, all in bet. Just got 2 3s, but he does have a nice draw. And Igor now saying to himself, why did I bet there? Why didn't I just check? I could get a free card off.
It's going to work for the Ant.
Yeah, power poker by Anthony Zeno there. Nice play.
WPT champ. And there's 2 greats, Darren Elias and Paul Volpe in the crowd.
Yeah, Darren Elias was the first ever to win back-to-back events in the same season. Anthony Zeno could tie it if he wins here tonight.
That would be amazing. Okay, 3 fold. Igor will bet. Makes it 80,000 to go with the 9-10. Chris behind him with the King Jack of Spades will make this call though. Punk Tran going out, so 2-way action. Chris this time with the edge with the King Jack of Spades. Ace 10-5 on this flop, so Igor hitting 10s. Chris with an inside straight draw. We'll make the bet now, coming out with a $100,000 bet.
Now Chris leading out into the pre-flop razor with the gut shot straight draw. But Igor's calling him with 2 10s, just not buying it.
Going to the turn, another heart, 7 of hearts.
Yeah, neither player going to be crazy to see that card because neither have a heart in their hand.
But Chris has guts. That's what he has. He's getting chips out to continue this larceny, this madness. Yes, he's going to push in 215.
Very tough to call here now with just 2 10s and no flush draw.
On to the Ukrainian. And wait, he's not going anywhere, it looks like.
You talk about reading your opponent, Vince.
Beautifully done.
What a nice call by Igor.
River card, a king. So Chris has hit kings.
Vince, he's reaching for chips again. He's been bluffing all the way. Now he's got a hand he could actually show down. Unless he's trying to get his opponent off a weak ace, which is what he might put him on. He's going to fire out here, 425,000. Now Igor can only beat a complete stone bluff.
Wow, Igor was on to him, and now it backfired. River card hits Chris.
So Igor does lay it down, and Chris Kladnicki taking down that pot.
And he is in contention for this LAPC title.
I'm joined by John Gruffo from Commerce Casino, who's going to give me a little tour of this incredible place. John, is it always this busy?
Well, actually, Lynn, it's a little slow right now. We're wrapping up our LAPC, and we had a great tournament. For the last month, it's been crazy around here, so we're starting to wind down. We had a great final event for the World Poker Tour. We had 538 entries with $1 million first place.
Amazing.
So we're excited. Our goal always is to create a millionaire when we have a tournament here at Commerce.
Now, how many poker tables do you have here?
We have 270 tables, is what you see behind me. We are the world's largest casino. As far as the poker casino, nobody has more tables than we do.
Now, what's this part of the casino?
This is our latest expansion. Real excited about this because this is home to where most of the World Poker Tour players play. It's our high limit section. It's an extension of what we just went through in our poker section.
Commerce has gone through a huge facelift, a lot of changes lately, hasn't it?
Yes, within the last year we renovated all of our rooms, but what I'm most excited about is the renovation that took place on the outside of the building. If you haven't been by Commerce recently, you're missing something.
It sure looks beautiful, and now I'm really eager to play, so where do I go?
Oh, let's go to the cage to get you some money.
All right.
Well, everybody loves the Commerce. I must say, the renovations I like most, Vince, are the way they've redone the rooms. They're beautiful here now.
Yes, it's a great place to play and have fun. But right now, 6 players battling for this championship. We've got a new chip leader, Mike Leo, $4.6 million. And Igor in second chip with 4.3. Igor this time with an ace-9 of spades.
Yeah, Mike Leo assumed the chip lead after Igor lost that last pot.
He raises to 105. Chris out and now hung. Tran finally picks up a real hand, ace-king.
He's had nothing but junk all day long. So this is going to look like gold to him. He's going to 3-bet it here to $305,000.
Peter out, Mike Leo folding. The ant not going to play ace-high, so back on Igor.
Well, he knows Hung Tran is normally a very aggressive player. Hasn't been so far tonight because he's picked up all junk.
No game on, no future, young man. Give up.
There you go.
No thing. Put in. No game on, no future, young man. Game up. No. God. Thinking too long. 99% is muck. I got it down. Muck, let it go. Come on.
He's got the call. He's talked him into it. He's made the call, and Hung Tran,
double
young
me
man.
up. I need to double up one time.
In
Come on,
great place
Come on.
right now.
One time.
Igor shows.
Double up.
Ace-9 of spades.
At least one time, you know. Meant to be, you know. Come on. I want to see double one time. That's it. Today is my day, you know. That's how you do it, young man. Gamble up.
2800 останется.
Thinking too long, kid. King.
Oh,
I want to
boy.
see king, okay?
Oh, Hung Tran, what a great character this guy is.
King. Call. Open.
He has talked his victim into calling. He's got all his money in.
King.
Oh, boy. Let's see the flop. There's
King right in the door.
Yes.
King. Yes. King.
King 9-3.
One more king.
Igor picks up 9s.
I come here to win the tournament, you know?
That's right. That's right.
I want a king.
And a turn card, deuce of hearts.
Young man just has to dodge a 2-outer, and he's going to double up here.
Deuce, okay.
Can he do it? Igor, a long shot.
One time.
One time. You need to double up one more time.
Got a 2-outer, a long shot. Here we go.
Go. Give me deuce diamond.
Well, there it is, a 6 on the river. Young man has doubled up. And Vince, you just wonder how much that table talk played into the decision of Igor there to move in on him.
Well, I think it
That's how you do it, young man.
Really played into it.
I'm not coming to muck, okay? I come here to ship, raise, and ship.
I'm going to start hanging around Hung Tran because he keeps calling everyone young man. What a character.
Young man, it's unbelievable guy.
Game up. Don't think too much.
He's someone that I've played with now and again, basically just when I come to LA once a year.
Mutual respect, young man.
He plays Commerce, and I've played against him a few times in cash games.
Young man's, wow. I only played with him yesterday, and he is interesting, unpredictable, somewhat unpredictable. He's certainly not afraid to put his chips in play when he has chips.
Yes! King! It's meant to be, you know?
But you also kind of want to get into a pot against him because you know if you can make a hand, you're probably going to win a lot of chips. So.
No game or no future, young man.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Ublo, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to LA and the LA Poker Classic, where the blinds are going up to 25 and 50,000, Mike.
You see Mike Leah out in front, 4.4 million. Hung Tran in second place now, has about 3.5 million. And he is a happy-go-lucky guy. Here he looks down at 10-8 of spade. Now he just doubled up a moment ago, so going to raise this pot to 100,000.
Peter, Mike out. The ant goes out.
Well, Igor laying this hand down and take a rest. Now, Chris Klodnicki picks up a beautiful hand, ace-king of clubs. He is going to 3-bet it here, up to 400,000.
Hung Tran, he's raised, but it looks like he could eject this hand.
Oh, will you raise me back here, man? Huh? Is that your sire? Huh?
Oh, boy.
Is that your sire?
He's moving a little too close, a little too personal. Oh, boy.
No game on the future, huh?
Uh-oh.
No
Wait.
gamble, no future, and a big stack goes in.
Yes.
Chris says call.
Open.
Oh, Hung Tran has slipped on the banana peel here.
Well, Hung Tran just put a stack out there.
Let's see.
Chris said call, he didn't say all in, so.
I'll just go all in the dark.
All right, so he had pretty close to the all-in call.
So he's just going all in the dark.
Yeah, there you go.
Young man not going out now for that little bit. He makes the call here.
And here's the flop.
Ah, that's my fault.
Oh, what a flop for Chris. He's flopped the stone nuts. Ace, ace, king, and he's got an ace, king.
And Hung Tran completely disappointed with that. I mean, a little too cocky. Picked on the wrong guy at the wrong time.
Hung Tran must catch two runners to make a royal flush. Must come queen of spade, jack of spade to win this pot. Otherwise, all those chips he just had, he just gave away to Chris.
Give me a jack of
Gotta
spades.
love the gambling style, this Hung Tran, but okay, it's over. 7 of clubs.
No gamble, no future. Yeah, come on, gamble, young man. You know, I told you, no gamble, no future. You know, I don't expect
I'm here to gamble.
I'm gamble too. So it's okay.
And the 9 on the river just doesn't matter. Hung Tran's gonna double up Chris.
So with that double up, Chris Klodnicki has moved into second chip position after start of this final table in 6th place. He is heading in the right direction. And Vince, right now, the two guys with the chip lead at this table are the two most experienced players at the table, the two high-stakes cash game players, the two guys that have both cashed for over $1 million in a poker tournament, Mike Leah and Chris Klodnicki.
Boy, you gotta just enjoy and appreciate the nerve of a guy like Hung Tran to make these kind of moves. But let's go back down to the felt. 6 players remain. Anthony, Zeno, and Igor out. And Chris, who just doubled up, not gonna play. Hung Tran, let's take a look at your cards. Oh, he's got King 7 of diamonds, and he's gonna raise with it. Moves it up to 110 to go. Peter out.
Have a hand, young man. Not try to steal from your play, young man.
Oh, he's saying I have a hand, but you don't, Hung Tran. Not that good.
Well, Mike doesn't have anything too good.
No, he doesn't.
Look like to me. But he is going to make the call out of the big blind with the 9 deuce of hearts.
Yep.
And we're going to have a flop.
The flop's at 8-7-6 all clubs.
Yeah, Mike is flopping open in straight draw and checks.
Hung Tran with a pair of 7s.
Quickly bets 110,000. Wow, he's making this call, Vince. I'm very surprised by this.
110.
Because unless it comes exactly a 5 or a 10, that's not a club. He's frozen in this hand and can't do anything.
That's true, but it is a 10. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well, Mike Leah has a straight. And now he's going to lead out and bet. 200,000.
Oh, boy. Hung Tran now making moves, but things just backfiring. Now, can he just lay this down? No, he's going to make the min raise.
Wow.
Whoa.
Vince, the guy has to have something to call you on the flop of that hand. Now he leads out in the turn with a possible flush, possible straight out there. And yet Hung, with just 2 sevens, has raised him.
Well, because Hung is creative. He's got guts.
Well, Mike's saying, you know, this guy might have flopped a flush, but did he really flop a flush? I've got a straight here. I'm going to find out where I'm at.
Yep, he's going to re-raise it. Now Hung Tran in the frying pan.
Well, that's just a very easy getaway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big raise. Obviously, Mike has something here. Hung Tran has no draw.
Oh,
and
boy.
he's moving all in here.
What a
Can't
move.
Believe it. Mike quickly calls with the
wow.
straight. Says, if you got the flush, you just got me.
Give me 9.
Well, Hung Tran needs a 9 to tie. Cannot catch a card to win the pot. And Vince, this guy, the last 2 hands, has gone off like a rocket ship.
He certainly has. Hung Tran hanging himself on this one. He walks away. He is stunned. He's
With the crowd stunned too, Vince. Nobody can believe that you would put all your money in here with this hand with a possible flush and straight on the board with no way to draw out.
Card, ace of diamonds. It's going to wrap it up for Hung Tran. He is gone.
So Mike Leah is going to take the remainder of Young Man's chips. And Vince, Mr. Gamble, Hung Tran out tonight in 6th place.
He's going to take home 200,000. The highly entertaining Hung Tran gone. Not even going to wait and talk to Matt Savage. He's walking out of here.
With Hung Tran out in 6th place, we conclude our first hour of coverage from Commerce Casino in Los Angeles. Please join us next time for more action from the LA Poker Classic. Until then, for Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I'm gambling. No gamble, no feature.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Welcome back to season 13 coverage of the WPT.
Feel like $1 million.
That's how you do it, young man. Gamble up.
Los Angeles is the setting for another monster final table at Commerce Casino. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. The stakes are always high at the LA Poker Classic, and one of these remaining players will take home over $1 million. Now here to give us more analysis are Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. So guys, whose play has impressed you so far tonight?
Well, Lynn, honestly, I haven't seen any surprises at this final table that shocked me. I've seen the cream rise to the top. Mike Leah came to this final table in 2nd chip position. He's now the chip leader. Chris Klodnicki, he started this final table in 6th place. He now sits in 2nd chip position. So with 5 left, those are the 2 guys to beat, even though Anthony Zeno was there going for his 3rd WPT title. Right now, he's in last place, going to have to make a move.
And Lynn, we have seen some gamble here tonight at the LAPC, for sure. I miss Hung Tran.
No gamble, no future. Yeah, come on, gamble, young man. You know, I told you, no gamble, no future. You know?
Don't forget about Igor. He started out as the chip leader, and now Igor is looking for Frankenstein for some help. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, guys. With a WPT title on the line, plus the cold hard cash, we can expect plenty of fireworks. Let's check the chip counts and get back to the game.
Well, there you see the Skrill chip count. Mike Leah well out in front with over 7 million in chips. Chris Klodnicki in 2nd place. That's what they're playing for. The winner tonight takes home over $1 million.
Annie's a 5,000, blinds 25 and 50. Here we go. Peter Neff with a quick fold. Mike Leah, the chip leader, not playing. And there's the Ant, Anthony Zeno, WPT champ. He goes out.
So it's a battle of the blinds now.
Into Igor with ace-10. Not going to raise, Mike, just calls. And there's Klodnicki from Jersey originally, now in Solano Beach, and he's got a nothing hand.
Well, Chris is a high-stakes, mixed-game, cash-game player.
And he's just got an 8 deuce, but look at this. He's going to try to steal it and raise it. He's going to push to 150. And Igor is going to just call with ace-10.
Well, Igor just limped in with the ace-high, camouflaged the strength of his hand, and it may pay off for him here as he has flopped top pair, 2 aces. Chris has bottom pair.
And Igor going to check it. You don't push with the ace, and you get an ace on the flop. It's such a great place to be in, and Chris is going to bet this. Another 150.
Well, he doesn't think his opponent's got an ace because he didn't raise before the flop.
So true, and then okie dokie call by the Ukrainian going to the turn. 9 of spades.
Again, Igor checks his aces.
And now Chris is going to slow down. He checks as well. And the river card's a10. So that gives aces and 10s there for Igor.
Possible straight, possible flush on the board now, though. So even though you have 2 pair, wow, he is going to bet it. 355,000, and Chris lets it go. So Igor taking down that pot.
There's Igor's friends on the rail, having fun.
You know, Igor's been a pro for 9 years. From the Ukraine. Likes it here in LA. Why not? Especially when you're making final tables of the LA Poker Classic.
Action's going to be on Mike Leah. He's from Toronto, and this time he's got Jack-9 of clubs. Will make the raise to 100,000.
Yeah, makes the men raise.
Ant out. Igor with a pair of 3s.
Well, he's on the button. In position. Up against the chip leader, but knows if he flops a 3, maybe he could double up here.
Well, he's made the call. A couple folds behind him, so 2-way action. Jack-9 versus a pair of 3s. And the flop is a Jack-9 for all hearts.
Yeah, nice flop for Mike. He's got the top 2 pair. Igor has 2 3s and a flush draw, albeit a weak one.
Mike's going to make the continuation bet of 120 into Igor with just the 3s. He's got 1 little heart, but what is he going to do? Oh,
he's going to try to find out where he's at right here. 320,000 is the bet.
Mike with 2 pair. He's going to just call, no raise. And to the discomfort of that man right there. King on the turn.
Possible straight as well as possible flush out there now. So again, with more danger out there, Mike Leah checks, but Igor checks right behind him.
Any heart coming up? Let's take a look. No, ace of spades.
Well, Mike's not going to like that card either because his opponent could have now have made aces up, perhaps. He's just got 2 pair. Probably likes his hand, just doesn't want to go crazy with it.
Yep.
He's going to check, control the pot size. Igor checks behind him. Mike Leah going to take it down with jacks and 9s to increase his chip lead. So the 40-year-old from Toronto in great shape to take down his first WPT title. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Oh, there's the beautiful Brittany, Royal Flush Girl with the gorgeous Hublot watch. And that watch, extraordinary timepiece, as we like to call them these days. If you get that championship, you also get that watch. All right, back to the felt, the quick fold by Peter. Mike Leah, everything going his way. Now he's picked up ace-queen, and he will raise to 120. Anthony, the Ant, out. The WPT champion. Now it's around to Igor, and Igor's got queen 10.
He's in the small blind.
Blinds are up to 30 and 60. And he is going to get fancy with a raise. Re-raiser with queen 10.
It's like 380,000.
Into Chris. Chris, 4th WPT cash, but he'll fold it back on Mike Leah. Now, ace-queen is one of those hands that so many great pros say, I don't want that hand.
You know how many?
Mike, you're a Hall of Famer. How do you like ace-queen?
Well, I'm like everyone else. I like it in the beginning till they start raising you, and then all of a sudden it shrinks down considerably. But in the short-handed poker game, it's pretty good. Let's see what Mike Leah does with his here.
380.
He's going to 4-bet it here, Vince, with an ace-queen. 680,000 the bet. Igor says bye-bye. What a play by Mike Leah there, Vince. I tell you, most players would have just called that 3-bet there with the ace-queen if they'd have played it.
Well, there's his pretty girlfriend, Crystal, in the audience.
Thumbs up is right, Crystal, especially for that play.
Look at this. He's got $9 million in chips.
Yeah, more than 3 times as much as anybody else at the table.
Igor, who came in as the chip leader at the start of the final table, is down to 1.6, getting grinded away.
Well, Anthony Zeno trying to win back-to-back WPT titles.
Look at this, Mike. He's got a pair of jacks.
Well, he's in last place. He needs to have something happen to get back in the hunt here. Got a good hand here. Going to raise it. Makes it $125,000 to go.
Igor and Chris out, and now Peter Neff, the local. Oh, he's got a pair of 8s.
Well, how do you play the mid pairs when someone raised in front of you? That's the big question.
Peter's raised to 330.
Peter in the small raises to 330.
Mike out. Back on the ant.
And he knows Peter's a pretty solid player, Vince, but he's got aces, kings, or queens. Good luck to him.
These are the 2 short stacks at the table at this point. The ant. Will he get his tentacles out? Yes, he does! He's going to push it all in. And a quick call by Peter Neff.
So Anthony's got him dominated. Jacks versus 8s.
And Peter tables 2 8.
The best spot you can be in pre-flop, pair
Hand
over pair.
over hand. That is right.
So a dominating favorite here, Anthony Zeno, is to double up. He must win this pot to keep his hopes of winning a 3rd WPT title alive tonight. But you can't be in much better shape than this, pair over pair, before the flop. All the money in.
So the 2 short stacks in a battle right now. Here we go to the first 3. And the flop is 10-10-7. That is good for the ant.
So far, the 2 jacks out in front.
Anybody fold a jack or an 8?
No. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, right.
Peter Neff looking for a snowman here to give him a full house. He is in dire straits at the moment.
Turn card. Let's see if anything magical happens now. 5 of spades.
Well, we're down to the river. Peter Neff must catch an 8 to win this pot. Otherwise, Anthony Zeno is going to double up.
Yo, the sweat's even worse than the suit.
Yeah, there's Eddie Sabat, one of his buddies, rooting Anthony on. Plays a good game of poker himself.
Anthony Zeno with a gigantic chance of doubling up. He's going to do so as a jack hits the river, giving him jacks full. Oh, so nice for the ant.
Well, Vance, where Anthony Zeno told me he's been lucky on this continuous streak to make the money is that when he gets his money in with the best hand, it's held up.
Yeah.
He understands people get outdrawn all the time, but he said, it just hasn't happened to me. That's where my luck has really shined on this streak this season.
And that hand is going to devastate Peter Neff, who's down to under 600,000 in chips. On to the next hand. Igor with a quick fold. Now Chris Klodnicki. He's got King Jack, and he's going to move it up to 130 to go. Peter, though, this time with ace queen of diamonds, shoves it all in. Mike Leah out.
Count, please.
And Zeno now with a king queen of spades. This is very playable at this point.
I'm all in.
And he is going all in.
Wow.
Save me.
And Chris goes out. So they turn up the cards. Anthony is giving action back to Peter.
Anthony shows king, queen of spades.
Peter with ace, queen of diamonds. There's that magical ace, queen again. Let's see if it will win again.
Well, Peter has him dominated now, as we say. And on top of Anthony's problems, we saw Chris throw a king away. So Peter in really good shape now.
Let's see if it'll pan out. Here we go with the flop, and the flop is a jack 10-7.
Well, the crowd moans because they see Anthony Zeno can now win the pot if an ace or a 9 comes up. Must catch a straight to win the pot. Let's see if he can do it.
Let's see the turn.
Going to the turn. It is
It is an ace. Unbelievable. Anthony Zeno has has outdrawn him. He can't lose the pot. He could tie it if a king comes off. Wow, what tough luck for Peter Neff there on that turn card.
Wow, what a card. River card coming up. Peter's shell-shocked.
Wow is the right word, Vince, no doubt about it. Really tough luck for Peter Neff there. Let's see what happens on the river.
Here it comes. 5 of hearts.
Well, Vince, when you're cashing every single tournament, it appears, you're going for back-to-back titles. Luck, obviously, on your side. Certainly, a moment ago, Anthony Zeno had way the best of it. When the money went in, he doubled up. His hand stood up. This time, he had to outdraw his opponent. He did it. We're down to 4.
That's right. Anthony Zeno, the ant, fights another player out of here, and that is Peter. He picks up $250,000. He's over to talk to Matt Savage.
Peter, you came in here with over $2 million in chips. Did things not go your way tonight?
Well, yeah, lost 2 all-ins. Pretty much eights versus jacks was going to play itself out, and ace-queen versus king-queen just got unlucky there. Not a whole lot I can do in either spot, but yeah, I played pretty well and happy how I played. So.
All right, well, you had a great week, $250,000. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So with Peter Neff out in 5th place, we are down to just 4 players at the LA Poker Classic here at Commerce Casino. Play will continue right after this.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hublot, the official watch of the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're at the Commerce Casino. 4 players remain.
Mike Leah well out in front with over $8.8 million. Chris Kladnicki in 2nd place with just over $2.9 million. Anthony Zeno right on his heels. And the Ukrainian Igor in 4th place right now. On the short stack. And he looks down at a pair of 9s.
He started out the final table as the chip leader. He has dissolved his chip stack. And now with the 9s, he makes it 125 to go, but right behind him, Chris, with a raise with ace-queen.
Well, a natural 3-bet here by Chris.
Mike out.
Makes it $300,000 to go.
Ant walks away. And will Igor
I'll be shocked
shove?
if he just didn't ship it.
Yeah, there you go. He's going to shove it. Yeah, insta-call by Chris.
So this hand played itself. It's a classic race. Igor must win the race to stay alive. 2 9s for Igor, ace-queen for Chris.
Igor Yaroshevsky, 29 on the ropes right now. He's got friends here. He still has hope. Let's take a look at the flop. The flop is a queen jack 8. Bad for Igor.
Igor's gotten out-flopped. Chris out in front with 2 queens now. Igor looking for a 9 or a 10.
I must use my 1 time.
Just a rough flop. Igor, a good sport. Igor needs to get lucky now. And he gets it.
He gets it. A 9 comes off. He has made 3 9s, and with that card, his opponent must catch a 10 to tie. They would split the pot if a 10 comes off. Igor cannot lose the pot. He can scoop it or tie it. Wow. What a difference a turn of a card makes. You had your opponent in really bad shape, and now you're desperate to try to get a tie out of this hand.
Very disappointed, Chris. We are going to the river. It's a 5 of hearts. Oh.
So Igor is going to win that pot to double up to stay alive.
And the jolly Ukrainians sit back down. It's like they're on laughing gas here tonight, just enjoying this great event, rooting their man on. Back to work, Igor goes.
Back to work they all go. 4 left, fighting it out for this title.
And on the ant, nothing hand. Igor's going to take a rest.
Well, Chris Kladnicki now in 4th chip position himself. Picks up a pair of 3s here. And just going to limp in and call.
And let's see if Mike Leah will get aggressive, having all those chips. Nope. He's going to see a flop with just a king 6. There's no raise on this one. Here we go.
Flop comes 7-4 deuce. So as the cards lie, Chris out in front with his 2 3s. He's going to check.
Mike now with nothings. Bet 75,000.
And he may think king high is the best hand after his opponent checked. But Probably worrying about that a little bit now.
Yeah, Chris has made the call. We're going to the turn. It's a 10 of hearts. Changes nothing. And Chris checking again. Mike's going to continue to bet with nothing. 150. Chris a little punchy from the last hand.
Nice call here by Chris.
Yeah, not punchy enough to go out, though. River card is a 9. Doesn't help either player, so...
Again, action on Chris. Again, he checks.
Yeah, well, Mike just pull up the white flag and just say, I've tried. I'm done. My king high. No, he's going to keep betting. 200,000? And now Chris with the 3s, never raising, never finding out where he is. A lot of cards have you beat. Do you pay off another 200 when you're on the short stack?
Well, it's a tough call here. The opponent bet the flop, the turn, and now the river. You've just got 2 3s. All you can beat is a bluff.
Oh, he doesn't care. He's going to make the good call. Solid play by Chris. And Mike shows his king high. And so nicely done by Chris Klodnicki, taking down the pot with a miserable pair of 3s.
Well done.
Well, you know, Mike, so many players from around the world showed up this week at Commerce Casino, proving just how global of a sport poker really is.
And it's that reason that the WPT holds events across the globe. First, we stopped in Belgium at the Grand Casino Brussels, where Heinrich Pauker claimed the trophy and 88,000 euros. Then it was off to the Hotel Splendid Conference and Spa Resort, where Ruslan Iliansky took home 52,000 euros at WPT National Montenegro.
That's right. Big congratulations to the winners. And for those of you watching at home, dreaming of putting a WPT trophy on your mantle, just log on to WPT.com for a complete tournament schedule. But for now, let's get back to the action here in Los Angeles. There's the Monster Bar, the Royal Flush Girls, and the Ant. Anthony Zeno, a WPT champ. He's going to fold.
Over to Igor, he's out as well, so the battle of the blinds here. Here's Klodnicki with the Jack-8 offsuit, gonna limp in and make the call.
Into the chip leader, Mike Leah. And he's got a pretty decent ace-9.
But he's not gonna put up for a limp. He's gonna raise it. Makes it 200,000 to go.
Yep. Put the pressure on the victim. Chris with just Jack-8. He's going to take a stab. He's going to raise it.
Wow, he limped in. Now all of a sudden he's raising with this hand.
Makes it 475 to go. And ace-9 at this point is shrinking up a little bit.
Well, it's shrinking up a lot, Vince. Say the guy limped in, now he's raising you all of a sudden, so he was trapping you.
Yep.
At least that's what you're thinking if you're sitting there.
All in.
But that's not going to slow down Mike Leah. He has pushed all in.
What a play by Mike Leah there.
Oh, boy, this is mind over mind, trap over trap. No fools at this table. Mike Leah, our chip leader, very impressive with that push around. He extends the chip lead. 4 players are gambling here at the Commerce Casino. Stay with us. We're coming back for more on the World Poker Tour. This episode of the World Poker Tour is sponsored in part by DraftKings. If you like poker and sports, then you're going to love daily fantasy sports at DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code WPT, and start playing today.
We're back with more WPT coverage from Los Angeles.
Players love playing at the Commerce Casino, one of the original stops on the World Poker Tour. In fact, last season's Club WPT qualifier Jeff Myers reappeared here this week and told us how winning a seat through Club WPT has changed his life.
When I joined Club WPT, I just did it as a hobby. I really enjoyed it. And when I won the entry into the LA Poker Classic,
I'm here with our club at WPT.com qualifier Jeff Myers.
one of the main things that I really enjoyed was meeting Mike Sexton and the Royal Flush Girls and the whole gang at WPT. That was a lot of fun.
What's going on, Jeff?
I decided to play several more tournaments. The best bet in Jacksonville, Florida. Made it to 48th place. Cashed almost $10,000. Played the 5 Diamond in Las Vegas.
Trying to make that final table.
playing the LA Poker Classic again this year. I'm going to play the Choctaw, WPT's inaugural event there at Choctaw. I'm really excited about that. My favorite aspect playing online on Club WPT is being able to target those tournaments that I want to go to. I'm going to play in a lot more tournaments here over the next few years, and I want to make a final table.
ClubWPT.com offers $100,000 in cash and prizes every single month, including entries into live WPT events. Join today, and you could be on your path to playing with the pros.
We are back here on the World Poker Tour at the Commerce Casino. 4 players battling for this great championship. Mike Leah with over $9 million.
Yeah, well out in front. Igor in second place with just over $3 million. So right now, Mike Leah is the man, no doubt about that.
And the bonds are up to 40 and 80 with a $10,000 ante. Couple quick folds around to our chip leader, Mike Leah. He's got an uneventful Jack-7, but that is not going to slow him down. He's going to raise it to 200,000 into the ant, who has a pretty decent pair of 6s.
Pairs are big hands when you're playing heads up, which is what they're doing here, and he's just chipping it. So if you can beat this hand, good luck to you. He's just going to take it down right there.
Mike goes out. Yep, the guy came from nowhere to push these biggest poker players in the world around.
Well, Vince, the first WPT title that Anthony Zeno won, he played Vanessa Selps, one of the greatest players in the world, heads up for the title when she had the chip lead. He came back and won that title. He said, that gave me confidence to go into this season. Now he's cashed 7 times, going for back-to-back titles again. Just incredible.
Well, right in this hand, Mike Leah has raised. Zeno and Igor out. Chris is calling with 10-8. So Mike with Jack-4. And the flop is a Jack-4-5. 2-pair for Mike Leah.
Boy, oh boy, how good is this guy running right now? He flops 2-pair here.
Chris is going to check. Chris has got nothing. And Mike Leah spiking 2-pair on the flop will make the continuation bet 100,000. And uh-oh, Chris, what are you doing?
He's going to raise it, Vince, to 300,000 with no hand, no draw, just trying to make a move, but just not going to work here because Mike has 2-pair.
Yeah, but Mike is going to move it up again. Makes it 550 to go.
3 raises to 550.
Well, Chris has got to know the jig is up here. He took a stab at it, trying to raise on the flop to win it, but just saying to himself, wow, does this guy have a hand every single time? What is going on here?
Yeah, he's got to lay it down. He gets the message. And Mike Leah once again taking a pot. Mike, 40 years old, out of Toronto, Canada. Things are running well for him tonight. Chris, with the big migraine, puts his hands over his head like a vice. He's got a nothing 10-5. Takes a rest. And now Mike with a 6-5.
Well, he's just having a ball right now, Vince, so he's just going to raise everything at the moment. 160,000 to go.
The ant goes out. But Igor likes the action with the King-7, makes the call. King-7 versus 6-5.
Well, it comes 6 high here. Just a great flop for Mike. He's got top pair with a gut shot straight draw. Igor is checked. Mike is going to bet.
Yeah, bets 100,000. Igor with king high. And Igor will stick around, though.
He's just calling him with king high.
Turn card. A big ace.
Neither player going to be crazy about that card.
Igor checks it, and Mike going to slow down. River card is a 3, and that's going to give us straight to Mike Leah.
Just incredible.
But Igor's got nothing, just king high. Oh, wait a second.
Vince is going to bet here just in case his opponent flopped a small pair. He may go out now.
Yeah, 225.
His problem is he did flop the pair, but he also flopped the gut shot straight draw and just hit it. He's going nowhere except upstairs in the pot. 625 now the bet.
Trying to put some pain into the Ukraine. And Igor, now what do you do? Come on. Like one of those little escape hatches right here. Disappear. And it finally does so.
So Mike Leah going to win yet another pot.
The Canadian over $10 million in chips, so close to becoming a WPT champion.
Well, great poker here in LA. A lot of good players here, including one of our WPT ones to watch this season. Let's take a look.
My name's Daniel Strolitz. I grew up in Torrance, right by the beach in SoCal. The best thing about poker is that I can be my own boss. It gives me freedom, it's challenging, it's evolving. Even when I'm not playing poker, I'm thinking it or discussing it with friends. I think what separates me is my heart. Like, I'll pull some moves that a lot of people will be too scared of, which can be a good and a bad thing. It's definitely backfired a few times. Bullet number 2. The experience has really helped me to get better and be the best that I can.
Pure monster sound. You have to hear it to believe it.
Get yours today at monsterproducts.com/WPT. Enter code WPT25 to get your special discount.
Welcome back to Los Angeles and the WPT.
Yes, we're at the Commerce Casino, one of the most exciting events of the year. The LAPC continues, and Mike Leah from Canada with well over $10.7 million in chips.
Yeah, Mike Leah crushing this final table right now. He's got everybody where he wants them, all in the short stack. He's got the giant stack. He can just push them around at will.
Igor and Chris Klodnicki has picked up a great hand pair of kings.
And he will get $1,000 added to his DraftKings account, courtesy of DraftKings. And then when he makes pocket kings at a final table on the World Poker Tour is rewarded. Now Chris is looking to win the pot as well.
Yeah, he's raised it, min raise to 160. And Mike Leah, he's got ace-6. And Mike is going to 3-bet.
Well, Mike Leah just setting them all in is what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Chris is going to make the call here. He knew Chris was the short stack at the table. Thought maybe the pressure might drive him out, but right now he's rethinking what he did.
Mike would love to hit an ace on the flop and knock out Chris, of course. Will an ace appear? No, it's a jack, 8 deuce. That's good for Chris.
Chris's kings are still in the lead.
Chris well out in front with the 2 kings now, with 2 to go.
6 of hearts on the turn.
Well, gives him 2 more outs. I'm talking about Mike Leah. He can now win the pot with a 6 or an ace.
Why can't you have ace king, Chris?
Going to the river. 10 of clubs.
So Chris Klodnicki, the pro out of New Jersey, now living in Southern Cal, doubles up.
Chris is an interesting one. He can be a big pain in the butt. I'd be happy to have him go out early so I don't have to worry about him getting a hold of chips and putting me to the test.
Well, you tried to put him out, Mike. Didn't work.
Out, not out. It's from Canada. All right, to the felt. Igor going to quickly fold a suited connector. Chris also out, and now Mike Leah with queen 3.
And he's going to make the raise up to 200,000 here with this queen 3 offsuit.
Now the and with the queen jack is in the big blind, and he will make this call.
Well, as the cards lie, Anthony has him dominated.
Let's take a look at this flop, and it is a queen 7-8. That's great for the ant.
It sure is. Both players a flop top pair. This could spell more disaster for Mike Leah.
Well, yeah, you raise before the flop with really nothing. You hit your top pair, you think you're in good shape, and he's going to bet 135 into the ant, who's got him out kicked. Let's see how ant plays it. Anthony Zeno, born and raised in Cranston, Rhode Island. He's 33 years old, and he's going to raise.
Got a chemical engineering degree, then went to law school, passed the Massachusetts bar, then became a poker pro.
Makes it 375 to go. Now Mike does have top pair. Wow, he's going to pop it again. It's up to 755 total. and the ant's going to push all in.
Well, it's another million or so for Mike Leah to call, but he calls with the 2 queens.
Yeah, maybe put the ant on a 4 flush. Mistake, because right now, the ant's in a great place to double up.
How about a 7 on the turn?
It's okay with me.
Anthony Zeno always wears the suit at the table, looks sharp. He says poker players should have some class.
He's got to love this position. Crystal knows her man needs some help here. The last pot, he doubled up Chris Klodnicki. This pot, he could double up Anthony Zeno.
6 on the turn, not going to help Mike Leah.
Queen Jack of Anthony is still in the lead.
So the only way Mike Leah can win this pot is to catch a 3. Nothing else will do. The kicker is going to play whatever else comes out there. So Anthony Zeno really in good shape to double up here.
And looking good, and the last card is the king of clubs.
So just like that, Anthony Zeno has been biding his time virtually most of this final table. Every time he picks a spot, it's the right spot. He doubles up again.
How do you always get it in so good?
A bit of luck.
Very nice, Ant.
Thanks, Calder. Oh, thank you for the compliment, but the king-queen against the photo.
This season, the Royal Caribbean International Royal Flush Bonus awards players who hit a Royal Flush a cruise trip for 2.
I flop.
To join WPT on our next cruise, go to WPTcruise.com.
We're here at the Commerce Casino for LAPC, and as you know, Commerce is known for their cash games.
So we took some time away from the tournament to jump into a cash game and see if we could take these guys down.
Welcome to the World Poker Tour.
You can be fine.
Already. You're like,
Shoot, man. They think we're just silly girls. We're coming back. That was just a bluff. We let them think they took our money, and we're gonna come back and win it all.
Oh, Mike, did she happen to do a... Was that an impersonation of you? I think it was. It was pretty solid, too.
My girl Brittany making fun of me here, and then she got broke, though.
Blinds are now 50, 100.
Oh, boy. All right, blinds are going up to 50 and 100. Antes are 15,000.
This is like my 4th
Four-handed poker. Quick pull by Chris. And it is into Mike Leah, who's lost about 30% of his chips in the last few hands. But he's raised with 9-6, makes it 200,000 to go. Ant goes out. Ear goes out. Mike Leah's going to take home this pot.
And he's going to stop the bleeding a little bit right there by picking up the blinds and antes after back-to-back double-ups with 2 of his opponents at this table.
Mike Leah from Canada, this time also with a 9-6 of clubs. Going to raise again to 200,000. Ant out, Igor out. And let's see what Chris does with a Jack-10. And he's going to call. Learned to play poker from his brother. It's paid off in a big way. He's made millions at the game. Let's see if he gets lucky on this flop. It's a king, queen, 8. Open-ended for Chris.
Check.
He checks. And no continuation bet for Mike. He also checks.
7 on the turn. Now Mike Leah's got to open-ended straight draw as well. But Chris is going to try to take control. Bets 325. Mike not going to get aggressive, just making the call.
So we're going to the river here. And the board pairs 7s.
That doesn't help either one of these guys.
Check.
Well, Chris checks. The only way Mike can win the pot is to bluff. If he does, it could be successful here, Vince, and he is doing it. He is not checking it. He bet 475,000. And I just don't know how you call here with Jack High, Vince. How could the guy call you on the turn where you have the best hand here after he raised before the flop? Just doesn't make sense. And you could raise him, be the only possibility you have to win the pot. But You're never going to call with this hand in this spot.
What? What the? Wait a second. He has called this. He's called it, Mike.
Wow. I am in shock.
Yep.
Called him with Jack High, Vince.
He's won the pot, calling with Jack High. Who is this guy?
Well, Mike Lee, I can't believe it.
Don't go away, there's more action to come from Los Angeles, plus in-depth poker analysis as Tony Dunst breaks it down in the Raw Deal.
Why just watch the World Poker Tour on TV when you can get in on the game for free?
That's right. Go to clubwpt.com today and see how you can win an entry to a WPT tournament. Clubwpt.com.
Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
Over the years, this tournament has seen its fair share of interesting plays, and tonight is no different. Always ready to give us his 2 cents is our own Tony Dunst in tonight's edition of the Raw Deal.
Watching a good hero call is one of the best moments in televised poker. As viewers, we're sitting there watching a guy with nothing and wondering why the hell he's thinking about calling. A correct hero call can be pretty astonishing, like the one Chris Klodnicki just made with Jack High against Mike Leah. So why the hell did he call? Let's break it down. Everything is normal pre-flop. Mike raises with 9-6 suited on the button, and Chris defends in the big blind with Jack 10. The action on the flop is pretty ordinary too. Check. Chris checks out of position, and Mike checks behind with a weak hand that has backdoor draws. The turn brings a 7 of hearts that adds a flush draw and more straight draws to the board. Chris leads out with his Broadway draw, and Mike calls with his 9-high straight draw. The river misses everything when it brings the 7 of diamonds. Chris knows that if he bets, all of Mike's hands with showdown value will call him, so there's no point in betting himself. Instead, Chris checks, and when Mike bets in position, Chris decides that it's more likely that Mike has a missed draw, like hearts, 9-10, 9-6, or 6-5, than a hand that's betting for value. He doesn't even take that long and flings his call into the pot. Everyone's surprised when the hands are revealed, and even Mike can't conceal his smile. The only guy that's not astonished is Chris, who knows exactly why the hell he called.
Broken down very nicely there, Tony.
Tough to call, Vince, with Jack High, believe me when I tell you. Great play by Chris Klodnicki there. The guy is a real poker player.
That was tremendous. And now Mike Leah is down to 5.9. He's still the chip leader, though. Blinds are 50 and 100. Let's go to the felt. Action on WPT champion Anthony Zeno, ace-4.
Anthony going for his 3rd WPT title tonight, including back-to-back wins on the World Poker Tour.
He's raised it. Igor going out. Chris out. And now Mike Leah with a pair of 3s.
Yeah, he's going to make the call.
So pair of 3s up against the ant with ace-4. Let's see who gets lucky. 8-7 deuce.
Now Mike's still out in front, but he's going to check.
And will the ant go continuation? Nope. Slows down and checks.
And now 4 comes off. So Mike has got to put Anthony on 2 big cards. Got to think 3s are the best hand here. After his opponent checked the flop. So he's going to bet $350,000. Anthony, however, just made 2 4s. Let's see what he's going to do with them. He's going to make the call.
Pots are building. Going to the river. And the river card is an ace, giving aces and 4s there to the ant.
Well, Mike now afraid his opponent made, at worst, 2 aces, if not a flush. You can't imagine he's going to go too crazy with 2 3s now. He doesn't. He checks them.
Now, will the ant put in a little value bet? Nope, he's going to be...
Well, it goes check, check.
Content to take the pot with aces and 4s.
Just didn't want to get check raised in case his opponent had made a flush on the river or straight. And Vince, the patience that Anthony Zeno showed early on at this final table certainly paying dividends for him now. He is closing in on the chip lead.
He has played quite well, very steady. All right, back to the felt. Igor can't pick up hands. He's gone the wrong way, so he folds. Chris also getting out of the way, and now Mike Leah. He's got the ace-3 in the small blind. The Canadian will pop it. Makes it 250 to go.
You can't blame him for raising with ace high out of the small blind. Anthony makes the call with the ace deuce.
Heads up to the call.
Now flop comes king, jack eight, two hearts.
Jack 8, 2 hearts.
Helps neither player.
Mike does not make the continuation bet. He checks. And Anthony is now going to reach for betting chips here.
Really? Okay, there you go.
And he does it. Just 150,000. Just less than 25% of the pot, but just to try to find out where he's at here, and it's good enough to get the job done.
So the Ant, WPT champion, climbing up the anthill, pushes the rubber tree plant away. He is doing well. He's the new chip leader.
With that hand, we conclude our second hour of coverage at the LA Poker Classic. Please join us next time when we will crown another champion at Commerce Casino. For Mike Sexton, Vince Van Patten, Tony Dunst, Matt Savage, the Royal Flush Girls, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Lynn Gilmartin. See you next time on the WPT.
I don't understand what this is for. The World Poker Tour is sponsored by ClubWPT.com. Never lose a dime playing poker, guaranteed.
We're back with more WPT coverage of the LA Poker Classic.
Feeling like $1 million.
Anthony Zeno has been biding his time most of this final table. Every time he picks a spot, it's the right spot.
Los Angeles is often called the city of dreams, and tonight one poker player's dream will come true. Hi everyone, welcome to the World Poker Tour. I'm Lynn Gilmartin. We are coming to you from Commerce Casino, where after 6 action-packed days of poker and a field of over 500 players, we are very close to crowning the next WPT champion. Joining me to call the action tonight are Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten. Gentlemen, who do you think has the best shot at a Hollywood ending?
Well, Lynn, I'm not sure it's going to be a Hollywood ending no matter who wins this tournament. These are truly top-notch pro players fighting it out for this title. Obviously, a bit of poker history potentially tonight. If Anthony Zeno would take this title, he would tie Gus Hansen and Carlos Mortensen as the winningest player in the history of the World Poker Tour. He would also win back-to-back events for only the second time in the history of the tour that's happened. Who's going to cross the finish line with the title? I'll tell you, folks, you don't want to miss this one. These guys are players.
They certainly are, Lynn, and you know, we're in LA, we're very close to Hollywood, and usually Hollywood we have crazy, wild endings, and this one could be that because Anthony Zeno, he's called the Ant, and ants can push 30 times their own weight, and that's what he's gonna have to do. Can he do it? We will see.
Well, guys, only one of them can win, so who's it gonna be? Let's get back to the table and find out.
Well, there you see the squirrel chip count. Anthony Zeno, our chip leader now. Nearly 5.6 million. The winner tonight taking home over $1 million and a WPT title.
All right, ante's 15,000, blinds 50 and 100. Let's get this started. Anthony Zeno, the Ant, picks up pretty strong ace, jack of diamonds. Gotta love